a special unannounced guest.
Hello, hello, hello.
Oh, hello, hello. How's it
How's it
going?
going?
Oh, Jinx, you owe me soda.
Wait, wait, isn't the rule that I can't talk now because you said jinx?
No, but I said you owe me a soda.
Oh,
So,
right. Is that like I still can't grasp like the concept of soda. Like it's such a weird word. Soda. Like what
s-
even? Just say like
pop?
yeah, no, that's even worse.
Did you
Okay, never
say
mind.
pop?
Never mind. No, I don't. I just
Fizz?
say I call it the name of the specific drink. Like if it's
What do you what do you what do you
like
call a
Coca-Cola or
Coca-Cola?
Dr.
Okay,
Pepper
but what is
or
the term of that? Do you call it a pop or a fizz, a soda,
a fizzy drink.
a fizzy drink?
Oh, okay, that is a
Ugh,
bit childish. All right, yeah,
a
okay,
fizzy
yeah, never
drink,
mind.
bro. You're like 26. How
How
old are
you
you?
doing, Mine?
Are-
I'm 25 actually. I'll have you know I'm still allowed to call it a fizzy drink for a few more
Okay,
months.
when's your birthday?
It's April.
April. Okay, April. You're not allowed to call it a fizzy drink anymore.
Right, I'll start calling it. Well, I'm not calling it soda.
You gotta call it something else.
See, I don't know what to. I'm gonna have to figure it out. Anyway, how you doing, Mine?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. I had technical issues, but we came back. We bounced back. I had to
Yeah, I
restart my
noticed.
computer. And then when I restart my computer, it didn't start up again.
Oh,
It was like
that's
stuck
not
on
too
a
good.
black screen with just like an underscore on like it's like a really awkward position too. It's just like somewhere randomly in the screen. And so like restarting the computer just kept pulling that up, and so I had to disconnect my power for like 10 seconds and then turn it back on, and then it finally started working, and then we're good. Then we got back our peace.
Sounds like a lot of effort. Yeah, no, I saw the stream recently 3 times, but I was like, okay, I didn't realize on my Google Calendar, you know, when you right, if you book, if you work a normal day, or if you look on Google Calendar in a normal day, it shows like, you know, moderate morning to like most of the afternoon as like the main range. So I booked a meeting, like a call, like an actual business call at midnight my time. I don't know why. I don't know what came across me, but so it was like all the way at the top of the screen, and I didn't see it until I got a 30-minute reminder. So I was there watching you reset stream, and I was like, oh, I've got this call to go on, and then I had to hop on that real quick. So here I am now. I hope I didn't miss too
You
much.
got your business call done. We scheduled a birthday tweet for Buddha Cat. Um,
Nice.
yeah, if you wanna, I'll send you a screenshot actually.
I was gonna say, yeah,
This
hit me up with
is
the draft if you want.
this is what we came up with. It was chat's idea. Um, so first we went on ChatGPT and we kind of told it to give it a Hytale referenced flirtatious
Yeah,
birthday tweet.
yeah. Crits of joy.
And so I mean you've tried ChatGPT yourself. It doesn't know what Hytale is.
It's
Uh,
so fun.
and
I
then
actually I had a war with ChatGPT last night. Which was pretty fun.
what was the war about?
Oh, I was working on a script, and I wanted to try and simplify like one of the paragraphs because I just couldn't word it right. And
Mhm.
so, but the thing is, the paragraph was an analysis of a quote. So I had the quote and I had like the analysis, and I kept like asking it to like redo the analysis, but it kept redoing the quote instead. So I was like, no, I like wrote everything I could possibly. I was like, do not restructure anything within speech marks, and then gave it an example of what that meant, and then showed it how not to do it, and it still kept rewording it. And I was like, right, okay, I'll just take out the quotes and do it. But yeah,
Yeah,
I had a
there
right
is
battle with
some
that.
things that I've tried ChatGPT to do and it does not want to work.
Here's a fun thing. Sometimes I just try and ask it things that I don't even know if it can do, like just on pure belief. So like, I obviously it has a problem with pouring out a bunch of text. Like it kind of messes up after like a few hundred words. So you kind of have to like spoon feed it a little bit. So I started asking it to just save things. I was like, it would give me a piece of information. I'd be like, save that for later. But I know that ChatGPT already does that. But it's like, for some reason, asking it to save it actually makes it like remember all of those things properly,
Hmm.
and then when you ask it to spit it all out at once, it actually works properly as well. So there you go, fun
That's a
GPT
fun
trick.
fact. Yeah.
I'll make an X thread right now.
X.
I still can't get used to that. Like, you know what, I think if they hadn't called it X. Like
Mhm.
if they'd have just renamed it something else that was just less egotistical, like I feel like it would have maybe gone a bit better, like transitioned a bit better.
Yeah,
Like, what would have been a better name? Like
Twitter. They
Echo.
they literally got the perfect name because the fact that it was called a tweet, like tweeting is a verb. Like what company gets that?
Well, yeah, yeah. It's like a company. It's like Snapchat or something trying to change the word selfie to something completely
Yeah,
different after 10 years of it being evolving, which is
yeah,
like crazy.
exactly. It just wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, we'll have to ask Hytale.
Ask Hytale. What's your thoughts on
Actually,
that?
really. Well, I mean, it's really exciting to know that there's potentially dialogue in the game. You know, whether that, I still reserve judgment of like, or assumption at least, that, it could just be dialogue in regards to like a Queebec squeak, or it could be like, I mean, we know there's NPCs, like human characters, like of some kind, whether it's in
Mhm.
cinematics or like story form, whether they're going to be like actual AI people in our world, who knows? Like, yeah, it's, I don't know. It's interesting though. I mean, I think the accessibility stuff's better. I think that's cool.
Yeah.
That they're looking at things like, because that was one thing that I noticed with previous gameplay, especially like combat gameplay, is everything's very visual. Like you can see exactly when a mob gets angry. You can like see its emotions and its reactions and its different stances. I think it was like the spider fighting clip where they're like, there's just the one guy fighting spiders, just like running around and slapping them with his axe.
Yeah, it's
And
that, and then we also saw the emotions with the fence stalkers. The fence stalkers gave a
yeah,
lot of emotion.
yeah, yeah. Like I mean, I still to this day can watch like that full unedited clip of feeding like the fence stalker, the
Yeah, yeah.
fish, like just dropping it and it picking up and eating it. And that was so far back when they showed that now. Like that was like 2020 or something. Like it's crazy.
I mean, we've
Um,
seen mob interactions to like way more as well with the mouse, getting fed and all that, and
yeah,
Chorks as well. So it's cool to see. Definitely cool to
I
see.
I'm still so desperate. Like the one thing that's been like, it's got to have been on like my top 5 for years now, is the item placement. Like how to, like the fact that there's like potions stacked on books and you can have
Oh, that. I
swords
thought you meant
leaning
like
against
literally.
tables
I
and
thought you meant like literally placing blocks because the videos we've
oh no,
seen of
yeah, yeah.
placing blocks kind of looked, you know, not
No, yeah,
the
like
prettiest.
the I guess like the, yeah, whatever the grid is, like the item placement grid, or how that is even done. Like we've not seen any POV of someone like placing anything down except for the
Hmm.
poop, which is like really, it's just hard to
No,
look
we've
at
seen
that and be impressed.
no
I
the
think
first
like
person placement. We've seen a lot of that.
oh no,
What are
well
you?
when they're placing like items on top of each other,
Oh,
like
items on top of each other, right? Because I thought you
yeah,
meant
or like
blocks.
yeah, no, just anything that isn't a block, like these 3D entities that we see, like, because one thing that, again, I was watching one of my old videos and I remember there's this old image of two houses side by side, like
Hmm.
two different biome styles of houses, and in them is a bed, and the bed is like 6 blocks wide. And I just remember thinking, like, that's such a big bed. Like, imagine having to carve out 6 blocks of space for your bed in Hytale. I'm kind of meandering now, but yeah, I was just thinking about that then.
I mean, yeah,
Um,
that makes sense.
Yeah, I just want to know more about that. I think I call me simple, but if I can like place all of my cool little items on shelves and display them in a neat RP kind of way, then I'm hooked. That's my thing.
I mean, that's what a lot of people mod in is into, especially servers, because it's just that small thing adds so much life
Yeah,
to the
that
world.
was in that video was the vertical slabs one, I think, because that was the big thing. Is that I still to this day it blows my mind that like Minecraft will add these like random blocks that are basically like a 1/32 of a block, or like trapdoors and things, but like a sideways half slab to them is be it bizarre and like inhibits creativity or some crazy stuff like that. It's just so weird. It
Retap
just doesn't
said
make
that's a
any sense.
lot of art required. What does that mean?
For what? For what? Sorry.
I don't know. He didn't specify what requires a lot of art. I'm curious. And then when you were talking about the accessibility thing, Hakon was the first to say in chat again with the proximity voice, and I think he said that on Twitter too about proximity voice captions or subtitles. Which that I don't know how that's gonna work.
Yeah, I
Is
think
that even
you're leaning
possible?
more into you're leaning isn't that like kind of like QSMP territory where they like auto translate and
Oh
detect like
yeah, I
the
saw
words
that.
and stuff. I'd love for that to be a thing. Here's my big thing. If they do that, I'd really well no okay. If they don't do that, sorry, I'd really like for it to be possible on servers like if you want to do it yourself. If they
Yeah,
have like a thing where they limit it or they ban it, like you're not or they just don't have the function for it to happen, that will kind of be a bit annoying because I mean look at Lethal Combat for example, not Lethal
Lethal
Combat, Lethal
Company.
was it it's Lethal Company and
Yeah.
how that's done recently. Like clearly, is a big shout for it. And all the SMPs and multiplayer big servers now have proximity pretty much. Like,
Yeah, basically.
but yeah, no, there is a lot of fishy legal stuff to do with that as Wild Slicer mentioned.
Legal battle might not. You're getting into the whole recording voice and deciphering it, which could be illegal. Oh, yeah, that's actually such a huge reason.
I mean, it's like because it's crazy to see that's like the opposite side of the coin to when Minecraft announced the chat reporting, right? Because it's like technically whatever you enter into chat could be considered your voice, right?
Hmm.
And so if you're reported for it,
I think
so I
Overwatch
guess
just
yeah,
did
you've
that.
got.
I think Overwatch monitors voice now, and you can be banned if you. I don't know how effective it is. I haven't looked into it.
I think any level of that sort of stuff just really creeps people out. I mean, people are already so up in arms about like the Vanguard system if
Oh
that
yeah.
was potentially added to Hytale. It was something I was going to talk about in like coming up a video, but it's too tricky of a subject to delve into, and I'm not too aware of it. All I know is that like deep down from like my actual research, I feel like Hytale, it would be smart for Hytale to not add it at first and then just see if Riot like enforces it, a few
Hmm.
years down the line, which would suck, but it'd be better than getting it straight away.
I mean, people have calmed down about Vanguard now. Like the initial hype of it is kind of gone. People have just kind of accepted. Yeah, it's there. And to my
I think
knowledge, it works.
people got upset when because they've recently added it to League, I think was the thing. So like
Mm.
a whole other wave of players then technically became affected. Maybe again, I'm not as informed as I should be on the subject to be talking about it, but I know that it's still like Riot just holds this stigma, unfortunately, in a lot of gamers' minds. That's just the thing, right? Like every game or group or something in the gaming industry has some level of stigma. But yeah, I actually find that like whenever I talk about Hytale and Hypixel just independently without Riot Games Association, people are a lot more like lighthearted, willing to understand like the receptive. I don't know if you've noticed that, but like
Mm.
whenever I mention Riot Games, people are like, "Oh, there's a Rift Riot. Oh,
Yeah,
what's Riot gonna do?" Like,
I haven't seen too many like, oh my god, Riot's the worst company in the world. Obviously, they've done some bad stuff in the past, but like whenever I mention Riot owning Hytale, it's always like, oh, I didn't know that. That's kind of cool actually, because they just know like the successes of they made Valorant, they made League of Legends. One of the two they have to know, and then
yeah,
it's
I
usually
think
a positive reception.
that's probably. I think that's like I have seen that reception as well, and that is definitely like the more general exception I'd imagine from someone. But I guess if I probably just see a lot of like polarizing or like vocal comments from like gaming, like hard more, like what's the word like. I don't want to say hardcore gamer because that sounds so weird. But like, you know what I mean?
No,
Like
but that's
people that
what
are
it
more
is. I
in
mean,
the
there's
industry
casual
and that
gamers, and then there's people who like know all the different studios. I think even knowing like the names of all the different studios is already like more than casual. I think that kind of can
that's
make
true.
you hardcore already.
I genuinely worry about putting Riot Games, like even the name in like any of my packaging, because I just
Hmm.
don't think it holds like a broad enough appeal.
I don't think
Like
people
I
click
run
it.
it.
Yeah.
My audience isn't primed for it either. Like to be honest, like people that my audience is like Minecrafty old people, and then mostly like anyone that's kind of slightly interested in Hytale, I guess. Like
Yeah, I
it's a
think so is mine. I think it's like people who like Minecraft. Oh, I've noticed this by the way because we did the shorts for the Hytale podcast, and
oh
I
yeah,
tried out like different hashtags, and I noticed if I did or like no, not hashtags, but game category. If I put the game category under Minecraft, it got like exponentially more views. I think it got like 1.5 more views for like every single one of them.
Yeah, so I stopped putting the game category in my long form uh, videos just to test the theory of whether like it being under Hytale was like narrowing it down at all. I don't think that YouTube holds like the topic itself in huge regard now, because
Yeah.
I think it more or less like kind of figures it out itself. But when, yeah, like I've kind of like, I mean, it worked for like 2 videos, like they did really well, like, but I don't think that was like the exact reason why they did well is the thing. Like, yeah, yeah, but it's interesting to know on short form that is kind of
Yeah.
how it works.
It was.
Because
I did it for
I've
like
only ever done 2.
four, five, maybe 6 videos, and those had like a slight increase in thing, and then I think I kept doing it, and then it like slowly went back to normal. But it was interesting. Like the second I did it that one time, I got a increase in views.
Yeah, it's I've only done 2 shorts, so it's like not tried too much with it. I know one of the ones that I did do is like
What's up,
it
Caitlin?
just goes up in views. Like it's usually like the 3rd or 4th viewed thing on my YouTube every month. I only upload twice to be fair, but like it's uh yeah, it's kind of fun. It just sort of goes up every now and again. It only earned me like 5 cents though, I think, in total, which is funny.
Yeah, I think views is interesting right now with Hytale. I'm gonna try to upload a video in like a week or two whenever I get around to making one. Oh, there's no farm at this village. Um, and then see what the views are, because the last one did not do it. Like it was my worst performing video, period. And like even the videos where it's like there's zero Hytale news and I just talked about tweets, those did way better. So it might have been packaging, it might have just been time. I don't know what the reason was, but
My last two have had mid starts, like 5 or 6 out of 10. They've kind of stayed that way for a few days, and then in the past, like uploads that did that usually would then like either like start getting a boost of views or just plateau. And then that's kind of happened with these 2 videos, is they've just sort of plateaued. Like no, like the interest has lasted no longer than like 3 or 4 days on the video. Compared
mhm.
to like some I'll throw up and they'll still be getting like a fair
What's up,
amount of
Sleepy
views like
Slime?
2 or 3 weeks later. I just think it's, yeah. Well, I'm not too sure. Obviously, I've uploaded more now, right? So suddenly people are getting 3 videos. Like that was the amount I uploaded in total last year, I think, like more or less. So it's
Yeah, you might have uploaded like 4 times.
like people are suddenly getting that now within the space of 3 weeks. I'm uploading again tomorrow, so it's like I think people might feel
Are you
fatigued
doing
or
consistent?
a
Because you said you're
little
gonna
like,
upload a
oh, this is
bunch
just the
of.
same old, same old. Literally,
Am I muted?
I get some really respectful comments that are like, oh, I really appreciate how he can talk so much, like, crap for so long. Which, but they say it so nicely, like they word it in such a way. I find it funny.
You said that you're gonna upload a bunch, like be more consistent. Are you gonna do like bi-weekly Hytale videos? Like, what are you gonna talk about?
Um, Question.
Or do you have
I
information that I
mean,
don't know?
no, 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 no. I mean, like, this is the thing. Like, whenever I mention that I'm gonna do anything, people are like, "Yo, what's happening? What's going on?" Like, I'm like, I don't know, dude. I'm just starting up like more regular uploads because I feel like I just feel like I should have done that anyway. I think one of the issues I always had was, oh, the ideas I was doing didn't work, but there was always enough Hytale content to fill with new ideas, and now there's just not enough content
Yeah,
to do the ideas, like enough ideas for a month. At
but
least to
that's why
keep the
you're getting
channel.
into Minecraft, right?
Yeah, so I mean, this is the other thing, right? Is so like I like games, and I have not been able to play games in the way that I've wanted to for a good couple of years. And so I've actually got a lot of catching up to do, and I want to go back and sort of enjoy that and do it on stream and spend some time there. I've wanted to stream for a while, and obviously I made the announcement on January
Hmm.
that I want to do some streaming. But yeah, that's the big thing. And obviously right now, what would make the most
Well,
sense,
you
like for me
technically
and
had
Boyd,
an
would be like
announcement
Minecraft.
before that. You had a tweet in December being like, "Look, I know I'm the Hytale guy," the one that I completely copied.
Oh
Let me
yeah,
pull it up
that
because
that
people put
that
some
tweet.
game suggestions there. We can kind of go over that. Um, I just love the wording of it. It's so funny. I'm the Hytale guy. Totally get that. Dot dot dot. But what games would you want me to see? Want to see me stream in 2024 as a game designer, YouTube strategist, but most importantly, big ass nerd. I don't know. I just love the wording of that.
I just yeah, I don't know, like I was feeling a bit iffy. I was just like I want to hear opinions. Like honestly, I don't know how it will go, but I want to just check that it's something that, you know, is like possibly worth doing. Like I know that I have fun when I do Thankmas, but it's so high pressure because there's so much going on and so many variables.
Yeah.
I actually reckon like 3 or 4 years of doing that now, I could probably easily do like it's like 2 3 hours stream of just playing and chilling and talking.
Yeah,
Like
because
and
when you
so
come
I'm
from
willing to
when
do
you
that.
come from top of the top, and then you go to like just a really chill like Minecraft stream or something, or Dark Souls. Well, I mean, that's not chill, but you know what I mean. A
I'll
Dark
throw this out
Souls
there as
stream
well.
would still be easier than Thankmas.
I also think it's quite an interesting space. I think YouTube's obviously pushing streaming a lot more. They have been year on year, and I think that like Minecraft specifically, as well as gaming as a whole, is in a very interesting area right now. I feel like it's kind of people are losing interest in things, and when you lose interest, other things catch your attention, and so you know there's more likelihood to catch attention right now. I think if you can do something that maybe not everyone's doing, and right now everything's very saturated, so it's actually easier to stand out. Believe it or not, I think it's just I sound obnoxious saying it's easy, but you know what I mean. Like it's logically, if you were a computer, it would technically be easier to stand out if you could just easily come up with the idea. But yeah, um, but just trying like Minecraft now, I think is a good time because there's a bit of a lull. Things are going down. Um, you know, I mentioned in this video coming up that you know there's kind of this second death of Minecraft happening right now,
Hmm.
and Hytale's literally about to go through potentially one of the biggest hype years it's had in the last 4 years.
Oh, is it? Oh,
You
wait,
know,
is
well,
the
I mean,
dungeon
if
update that big?
the I feel like what what
What
what
did
do you
I
mean?
cut out?
You the dungeon update about what?
Oh,
I
I
feel
said
like I'm not getting a joke.
is the no, I asked is the dungeon update that big? Isn't it a dungeon update?
In Hytale?
No, aren't isn't Minecraft adding dungeons?
Oh, oh, dude, the trial chambers? I was
Yeah,
so
trial
confused.
changer.
Like,
I
oh
don't
yeah,
know the
because
name of it.
oh, dude, because the dungeons in Minecraft are the mossy cobblestone places with the spawners. I just got so confused. I was like, the dungeons update? Like, what? I've not heard about this. No, okay, right, no, yeah. Wait, so what was the what was the question?
Oh, I asked that like is that like why is it going to be so big? Like why what is different about Minecraft 1.21 that's gonna, you know, make it pop off again?
Oh, I don't think the update's gonna do anything. Um,
You think it's just like time for another wave and that's why?
yeah, I just got a feeling, and the last like 4 or 5 times I've had that feeling, I was right, and I didn't act on it like an idiot. So I'm just going
Uh
for it this time. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I've been around the Minecraft space for a while. This cycle often repeats itself. It obviously there's the bigger trend of it repeating itself, like kind of twice historically, but there's also been like mini cycles, like year on year, with like content genres and subgenres of stuff, like whether it's role play or you know UHC into Civ into hardcore and you know all this other stuff, and there's always waves of things, and I feel like there is a lot of opportunity for a new wave right now. I don't know what
mhm.
that is, but I know that streaming Minecraft and just getting some chat interaction going and getting the juices flowing is gonna make me figure that out quicker than just sitting here staring at a whiteboard.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah.
I mean, I'm kind of
Well,
in the
yeah.
same boat because it's like, okay, Hytale's not like realistically. I'm always optimistic about Hytale, and so I always say it's releasing at the earliest moment. And so like the earliest moment is beta at the very end of the year, December, November, even if it's a private one. But if we're looking at it realistically, we're gonna get a beta next year, and then maybe at release end of the year next year, instead of release, you know, summer next year. If I don't know, that's my realism. Some people are saying 2026. Are you a 2026er
I um
or a 2027er? The GIF. Hold on. For chat,
I
if you don't know what the GIF is, I'll show it to you real quick. It's a very famous GIF.
I think I might be on the fence because let's be honest, getting GTA 6 and Hytale in the same year would be an absolute dream come true. Like that would absolutely be incredible. But I don't know how I'd be able to handle that much commitment to
Yeah.
gaming outside of work. Uh, I think it would actually ruin some companies just because everyone would be taking the day off to play the
When
game.
is GTA 5 coming out next year?
2025,
Or
yeah,
GTA 6?
sometime.
Yeah, GTA 6, not 5.
Yeah, and well, honestly, yeah. Look. I think that it would be very, very nice to get some sort of beta, or whatever they call it, the Hytale testing period. Like if they even want to brand it a beta, whatever the case may be, around next summer. Like that would be
We got a lot of Hytale.
preferable, right? Like they're going through a lot of tests right now. They're doing the engine reworks and tweaking everything. Like, I mean, what's left to do except push it out and start marketing the game? But
Yeah.
it, I think that at that point, Riot's gonna. They've not had traditionally a very big say in anything that the team's doing, but I think that they are gonna have a big hand in how the game's launched and marketed and released. So that might end up like pushing the game depending on what other plans Riot has. So I think that's something to be aware of. You know, because they're not going to want to overshadow their other products and other games that are coming out as well. So I think we have to factor in to a certain extent Riot's
Yeah, because I think the fighting game's supposed to come out before Hytale, and that's supposed to come out theoretically next year. As far as I know. I think that was the plan. And so them marketing two games at the same time, I don't know. I mean, fighting game and Hytale is completely different audiences. So I don't know if that wouldn't be an issue, but it'd be like splitting their resources in a way, you know?
I wish I could just get like one of the Hytale, sorry, the Riot like execs in a boardroom and just like not in a boardroom, sorry, like one of the like boardroom execs and just be like, hey, like how actually bullish are you on this game? Because like that would dictate a lot, right? Like if
I
they
mean,
really
the
wanted to
layoffs
be
kind of showed a lot.
it did, and don't get me wrong, like I do think that they are to a certain extent bullish on it, but like is it literally gonna be, you know, we are Riot Games, the Hytale guys, for a year and a half? Like, are they prepared to do that and like almost like take? Yeah, I don't know. Or are they gonna let maybe Hypixel take the really big stand, and stuff? Well, I don't know. It's interesting. I'm sort of thinking off the top of my head right now, but I'm thinking like No Man's Sky, right? You had
Mhm.
Hello Games, very very small company under a lot of crunch, and obviously when that game came out, they were like the direct centerpiece of all of the targeting, even though they were owned by Sony, I think.
Yeah.
Um, so in a good world, it would be like everyone pays attention to Hypixel and that team, and doesn't think as much about Riot, and then maybe in that sense, Riot doesn't have as much as control because they
I
don't
think
want to be involved, right?
I think Hypixel definitely will get the credit they deserve because a lot of the marketing is, or like not official marketing, but like word of mouth is going to be like, oh yeah, it's like the guys who made Hypixel. Because I mean
That's true.
that
Yeah,
is the truth, and that's how most people know them. And so, I mean, that's a reputation too. It's the biggest server. I mean, if you've played Minecraft, you've played Hypixel. That's just a fact. And so that on its own
that's
pulls some weight.
as much as the team probably like don't entertain the thought in public. Like I think that like the idea of like them being the two main things that people are drawn to Hytale from, like obviously the Hypixel relationship and Minecraft community, and then
Yeah,
the
Sleepy,
second
I
one
agree.
being,
It's just the
oh,
fact that they
Riot's just
announced it
released a new
early and
game.
then are
Like people that
delaying
are
it.
just
That's
massive
why
fans
people are
of
getting so
Riot and
mad.
that ecosystem and that world, they hear about Hytale and just think, oh, it's worth a shot, right? Because it's Riot Games, the people that I play games of and trust, right?
Yeah.
I think the bigger audience will come from the Minecraft sector, but I think that then you've got the credibility part of Riot Games, and at that point, I think all the haters will be very quiet. It will be all the people that love Riot being like, "Oh my God, Riot's just dropped another game," and it just so happens to be like the next block game. Holy, crap! Like, and then you'll have all the people that people aren't going to be there going like, "Oh, Riot's just released a new game and it looks really good." Like, "Oh, Riot are bad." Like, I doubt they'll be there. It's usually when things like this happen when Riot has layoffs or we don't hear about a project for a few years that people are like, "Oh yeah, Riot's so bad. I bet they putting all sorts of crazy stuff in the game. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but still.
I think we'll just have to see. I mean, I'm biased. I'm very optimistic. I don't think anything's gonna go wrong. I think really the only thing that could go wrong is first day server crashes and connection issues or major bugs. Apart from that, I don't think there's any reason for it to fail.
Controversy.
The typeface is
no
Penumbra. That is the Penumbra Serif. That's the Hytale font.
That's unavoidable, I think.
Say it again.
Sorry, my bad. Feel free to answer chat for a bit if you want.
No, I talked over you. That's why.
Oh,
what did you say?
Oh yeah, no doubt the world is gonna like brand it as like Minecraft 2. Like
yeah, but I think that's positive marketing.
Yeah, I just hopefully it has like the same effect like it has on Palworld.
Yeah, I think so.
But with maybe like less of the leaning on the legal stuff, because I'm sure that the team have been very, very careful with that. Yeah, I mean they'll never say publicly, but it would be interesting to know the legal journey Hypixel has been on to deal
oh
with
boy
the game.
I don't want to know what their lawyers have been through.
Like their circumstances are like genuinely so unique as well. I mean there are a few situations like their game. I think Counter-Strike is one of them, right, where it started as in another game and then it became its own game, or I think maybe Dota 2 as well. I'm thinking of like something like that. One of them was like a game in another game. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but it's like, yeah, that's like happened once before. And I don't remember who it was. Might have been like one of the people on the team years ago saying like they drew a lot of inspiration from like that game and that team because they'd been through the same thing, and that they had like someone on the team that had worked on that game. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. What are the plans? What are the plans for us for the future? Because you want to stream too. Are you going to be streaming on YouTube or Twitch?
Oh, if I can get into my Twitch account.
Is it just that your Authy doesn't work?
Yeah, it's like on an old phone. It's like the number's not on the sim anymore, so it's just really the whole fun thing. So I'm going through that at the moment. Should be easy, but yeah, I mean, for now I can just stream on YouTube. But the main thing was that like, I'm sure I have some old follows on the account from back when
I'm following you. I just double checked. I am following you. You have 415 followers.
Is that good? I don't know. I
don't know what's good either. I feel like that's good considering you've like never streamed.
Yeah, I think I did like 2 streams, like all this setup, and I didn't actually do anything. But yeah, I know that. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I've got a bunch of followers, so I'd like to stream on Twitch as well, because I know that some people do just prefer that platform. I know that there's not as much discovery, but I don't know.
Here's the thing, though. You're already big enough to where that's not an issue. The discovery thing is an issue if you're like a 0 to 2 viewer streamer. But if you have like, because you have an audience, you have a very big audience, so you're gonna have like, I don't know, 15 minimum viewers. If I'm pulling 12 right now, you're gonna have way more because you're way bigger than me. And so you'll already be towards the top of most categories, depending on what you stream, obviously.
Yeah, that is interesting. Like, I definitely consider it. I love that I still got the Continental SMP thing for streaming. I don't even know if I don't think I'm still an affiliate because I think I haven't streamed.
It says I can subscribe. Enough. I don't think you lose affiliate.
Oh, you not lose it? Okay, no. That's cool. Then. I don't think I have any subscribers though. It'd be awkward if I did. But yeah, I will. So yeah, the idea is to stream on both. It will be kind of like event-based streams, so it's not just going to be like, oh, me doing, you know. Well, it's not. Like, how do I say this? Like, I don't want the streams to be where you have to like tune into every stream to know what's going on. I don't want them to be sequential. So it's kind of like you come to the stream, you do the thing, you have fun, and then you leave. And then
what streams are sequential though? I don't know many. Is that like just specifically like lore Minecraft SMP streams where you have to know what's happening, or?
Like, I'd love to follow an SMP, but at that point I'd have to like go fully into it, and I'd have to like get really invested in
Yeah.
everything. But I wouldn't be able to do that with like just, oh, I'm running like a Minecraft world, a Pal World survival, a Roblox playthrough. Like I can't like be running like 5 different
Yeah.
playthroughs and like following them all on stream. I'd like it's too much to get into. I feel
Hmm.
like if I was to do like something on Pal World, for example, you know, I'd test the waters for one stream, see if I can get anything like a bit less conventional than regular streamers are doing right now. That's like a bit more gimmicky, maybe builds up a bit more of a response. And then if that worked, then I'd cover it a bit more, and we could go and have fun with it. Because then I'd know that there's a lot of fun to be had, right?
Yeah.
If we can have all these gimmicks and chats joking about it, and we've got this back and forth, it's like then I can sink a bunch of hours into it and not need to worry too much. But if I'm gonna be sitting there bored as heck playing some game that I don't want to play, with chat being like unresponsive or like you know, asking me to play this, I can't do that. So yeah.
Kweebec corner, play this. Kweebec corner, play that.
I don't. It's funny. I used to say that in stream chats. It's like, cause it's crazy. Cause man, Twitch has been a part of my life.
I'm
Don't
trying to
think
think.
about it.
The first times I've seen Twitch was when I watched a Pokemon YouTuber, and that was back in middle school for me. And then for context, I've graduated college. Um,
Jeez.
I don't know
Yeah,
when that was. That was a long time ago. I think it was like 2015 maybe. Yes. Oh my God, that's almost 10 years ago now.
you know, like it was. I fondly remember like one of my first streams was a Minecraft stream with In the Little Wood, Bashaverse, and Tom Syndicate, and they were all like in a Minecraft multiplayer world, and I was just watching along. They had like he had like it was like actually a decent amount. It was like a few thousand viewers. Like they got a huge amount back in the day because there wasn't many streamers. And they had a few thousand viewers just like messing around on a world. And yeah, I just remember that being like crazy. I don't even think that was on Twitch. I think that was on livestream.com.
Livestream.com.
Yeah, I think so. It was like livestream.com, and then there was Justin TV, and then that
Justin
eventually
TV was
changed.
Twitch, yeah.
Yeah, that changed to Twitch then, and
When
stuff.
did
But and then
Justin TV switch over? Justin TV to Twitch. June 2011. Oh no, I definitely would not have been around for that.
that was yeah, because I remember when Martin moved over to Twitch, I created a Twitter account just to follow him. Which is kind of awkward, but like, and then I tweeted
And now
him. I
you're
was
besties with Martin.
yeah, we're good friends now. Well, it was because two of his moderators were arguing in the Twitch chat. It was just really annoying me. So I tweeted him on Twitter. I was like, Twitter, not X. I tweeted him like, hey, if you want a genuinely mature moderator, then just mod. And then I put my username,
Goo the
and then
Splat.
yeah, and he actually did moderate me.
Are
And I
you
was like,
still a mod? Are you still a mod?
I'm not anymore. No. I
Oh
like
man.
he redid his whole thing a few years back, but I was a mod on that Twitch channel for like 10 years. And like that was back when I was, gosh, that must have been like 14, 15, and I was like, I'm more mature than these guys, and I think those guys were like
That's
18,
probably a
19 years
huge
old.
ego boost for you.
Oh, dude, that was insane because like obviously Martin was just recently joined the Yogscast, and he was like doing streams with like all sorts of people. You had like random people that had eventually been in the Hermitcraft. You had like he was doing like the Nox Crew. What Minecraft Championship is now? It used to be called Nox Crew Game Show, and that used to be a thing that was like hosted, and people used to play all different
Oh,
creators.
so Nox Crew is OG.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. I worked on some of their game show videos, the rule videos. I helped script them, which was fun. But yeah, that was the old OG game show, which it's been through a lot of iterations since then. But yeah, man, that stuff goes way back. I can't believe how long ago that was.
I got like a jump scare to realize that when I started watching Twitch was like 9 years ago. And the fact that 9 years ago was, I don't know, I'm getting old too. Even though like I'm 21, I'm not that old, but like not old. You're pushing 30, so I don't need to worry.
Bro, what? Don't even say that. I'm not pushing 30. That's not
You're
even a thing
definitely.
on the
You know what they taught me in what is it, second or third grade about rounding numbers? Once you hit a 5, you round up.
will be when Hytale comes out. I will be
You will be
closer
30
to
years
30.
old. You
Can
will
you
be 30
believe
years
that? Like
old.
when Hytale was announced, I was only just 20, and when Hytale comes out, I will almost be 30 years old. That's kind of crazy. Well, I won't be almost 30 years old though. It's still gonna. I'm gonna have like 3 years, dude. That's not even. I'm still young. What are you talking about? Hytale's gonna come out, and I'm gonna play it on my 28th birthday, 27th birthday.
I mean, if Hytale's a paid game, you might get a senior discount.
Fucking discount.
Age is
This
just a
guy,
number.
this
Psh,
guy.
Dream says that too, so I don't know if you want to be on that side, Wild.
Jeez.
Someone said Hermitcraft has the factor. Hold on, I need to scroll up. I don't know where that message is. Oh yeah, something like Hermitcraft SMP doesn't require constant viewership.
I've been looking at Hermitcraft recently because I mean I obviously I watched him back in the day, but I kind of tuned out for a few seasons, and then I started watching that Hermit recap guy, the Pixel Riffs guy, I think he's called, and so I started watching that, and that was really fun. Just sort of catching up with what they do, because yeah, they just sort of come and do their like big projects, and they come and go and just sort of like dabble in the world, but it's not too like story motivated or over the top.
Yeah, I'm not very
Um,
familiar with Hermitcraft, so I don't know if they do a lot of like like not role play, but like interactive, like
They're very structured at this point, so they'll have like I think it's like they'll have like a prank day where everyone gets given like a person to prank on the server, and so that's like a video idea for
mm,
everyone. So like everyone can like
I feel like
spend the
that kind of
day.
structure makes it boring though. Like,
Yeah, I'm sure they work in in a way that is a bit more interesting than how I'm
yeah.
describing it, but like for example, so like one guy, he spent their whole season spent like their season 9 that just finished was about like a year and a half or like 2 years long or something crazy. And one of the guys spent an entire year of that season like legit building in survival this huge mini game ran on Redstone called Decked Out. And it was like essentially you used maps to create cards, and then added a bunch of custom like retextured models for items. So I think it was like entities that they're allowed to add. So it's still vanilla. Uh, but I think they can create entities out of carved pumpkins or something, which is like a really cool mod that they added so they can still do custom stuff, but it still be vanilla. Yeah, Tango Tech decked out too. Yeah, I haven't played it, but it's like a stealth game essentially. Like you run around this dungeon, you try and find an artifact with a compass, but there's loads of winding tunnels, and you're against like ravagers and wardens, and you have to be really quiet and stealthy. And if you take too long, like certain entrances will block up behind you and stuff. But he like made it all in redstone. Absolutely insane. Like so cool. And so yeah, the whole team spent like the whole server spent like 4 or 5 weeks doing like a tournament. It's like every week they do like see how many points they got and who could build the best deck of cards. I didn't even explain the card bit. Yeah, you go in with a deck of cards and those cards have effects that play out throughout the dungeon randomly.
You
Man,
guys
I sound
remember
like
that
such a
old
nerd.
you guys remember that old Machinima style Minecraft series called Seedlings? Did you work on Seedlings? Because you did Machinimas. You know what Seedlings is.
Oh man, Minecraft Machinimas. Are we gonna go back there? I don't want to.
No, I'm not telling you to go back there. I'm just asking if you know what Seedlings is and if you worked on it. Obviously, you didn't work on it because you didn't say anything about it. But do you know
Oh,
what
I
Seedlings is?
didn't. No, no. Seedlings, the Minecraft Machinima. I've never
Hold
heard of it.
on. Seedlings show. It's pretty big, actually. No, I've never heard of this. I wasn't too big into Minecraft Machinimas.
Dude, I was a body actor. That was, I couldn't believe that was the thing when I was young. Like, I can be paid to be in a Minecraft. Like,
Are you gonna make Hytale Machinimas?
oh yeah, definitely. How could you not? It's so cool. It looks so cool.
I feel like I'd definitely dabble in it. I don't know if I'd make. I might make like passion projects. I think. Because I'm a video nerd at heart, but I'd need like I don't know. I don't know if I'd make machinimas like full on stories, but I'd definitely make like cool montages or videos. I want to know how cool that like how fun the cam is. Like how much you can play around with it and what modes you can be in.
Even like nowadays, like with hardcore Minecraft and stuff, like people will now, or like 100 Days series, they'll add like cinematic shots and
Yeah, with the
stuff, and
replay mod, all
maybe
that.
yeah, and like maybe they'll have like a little flashback or storytelling to show like what happened off camera, and they'll kind of like have a replay mod thing. Yeah, and like that is kind of like where I see it going. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm sure there'll be some really cool full scale productions and things. Whether that is like shorts or series, like I'm sure the community will dictate,
Yeah.
and whether the YouTube platform facilitates that and it all works out, I'm sure it'll be fun to
I think
see.
what would be
But
cool is like using machinimas as like trailers. Like imagine Blockshot had like this 30-40 second really or even like a minute and a half cinematic trailer of the server, and it uses the movie tools, like plays with different lighting.
this
I
is what
think
gets me
that
so excited, by the way.
that could be the best use of it, and I think the most like effective use of it is using it for trailers or like you said, YouTube, stuff like that.
Imagine if you get into the game, right, and you're like one of the first people just like exploring and messing around with the tools, and you see like, oh, the machinima tools, like how could I utilize that? And maybe you know that there's this huge wave of servers coming. They're all going to want server
Oh yeah,
trailers.
that's a
There's like
market.
a yeah, exactly. And there's gonna be so many angles. That's one tiny little aspect of of it all is just like how you could possibly film like server trailers. But think about like any of that. This is so cool to think like all those new opportunities coming about.
Yeah,
It's gonna be scary as well, but you know.
I didn't even think about that possibility. I've never seen this like white wolf in the trip. Are you watching the stream right now?
Yeah, yeah, I know of the White Wolf. We are good friends.
I've never seen that before in the clip.
Ah, I'm trying to remember like the most obscure Easter egg I've seen in a Hytale footage. Hmm, that's a tough one.
but yeah, that's something I didn't even think about because we always think about like how could you possibly monetize yourself with Hytale, and obviously map builder, like builder, modder, artist, YouTube, all of that stuff. But being the video guy with the movie tool, like being the guy you get, that's something I didn't even think about. But that's definitely an option. And there's gonna be like the 4 or 5 people that are gonna work on like every single big project that that the Captain Sparkles of the world are gonna use for their projects.
That's another good thing as well. Like Machinima as well. Like it was effectively like an actual film shoot. You know, you
Yeah.
had like the actors and voices and writers and directors and everything and cameramen
Hmm.
and all of this stuff. And even people, it got to a level, and I can even give you an example of a Machinima where it got to the level where they composed their own soundtracks for the entire show and like everything. And just that was with Minecraft, and that was back in like 2012, 2013 Minecraft. So not even close to what it is today and what's capable in it today, and not even a shadow in compared to what's capable in Hytale. Let me just say this, right? Think about all the character movements that are like very, very basic in Minecraft. Right? You can look around, you can kind of like do some, crouch, and you can kind of swivel your head like you're talking. Like that was the fundamentals of body acting back in the day for content in Minecraft. But for Hytale, just think about how much like
The
potential there is,
animations.
like all the subtlety and the
Yeah.
animations and the emotes and everything. Like if you can nail that, like there's probably going to be like loads and loads of jobs and roles and opportunities for like body actors to be in like these videos and to portray characters and stuff. At least I'd like to think so. It would be nice if that world opened up again because it was really really nice in Minecraft, and I think there was a little bit of it in Fortnite. Not so much in Roblox because you can barely do anything with your character in Roblox, but um, yeah, it'd be nice to see that again with this game, I think.
Yeah. I think it's gonna bring back a lot of things that died out, which is gonna be exciting because I mean the reason it died out is just because everyone's done it, and I mean a part of that is like you can still do machinimas, but like no one's gonna watch it is the
Yeah,
issue.
that's a problem, right? Like, I mean, like I said, there's this mission I was going to recommend you. It's called the Arkham Chronicles, and it was probably more effort into a machinima, like single machinima episode than I've ever seen, like ever be put in. There was a huge premiere. Some of the biggest like Minecraft creators of the time like joined a live stream and live streamed like this big movie screen server that everyone was in to watch it. And yeah, everyone watched it and it did great. First episode got like 200k views. Second episode fell flat on its face, got like 30k views. They stopped making the series straight up after that.
Yeah, that makes
But
sense.
like, but that was like they had CGI and that was the one that, like composed their own soundtrack and everything. It was like this huge big thing. Also, someone said, gonna have a Hytale blogger out there running around like Steve Owen. And it's just back the question: do you reckon there's gonna be stingrays in Hytale?
That's a crazy transition. Yes, I do think so. I think a lot of ocean animals we haven't seen but will be. We've like barely seen anything of the ocean.
It worries me a little bit.
Why? Stingrays?
No,
Or the fact that we
the
haven't seen
we
anything?
haven't seen much, yeah, because I think so much was promised conceptually with the ocean, and I think that was the one big thing I remember coming out of the trailer of like that one ocean shot was so beautiful,
The underwater
and they've
one?
shown us some cool things since, yeah, but nothing has really held a flag to that underwater trailer shot. And if I'm just I've always had this thing down inside me of like, can they really recapture that in a true kind of like subnautica way? And we'll see. We'll have to see because like water exploration to me has always been very scary. Like I really don't like that isolated in a
Oh my god,
body of water
Subnautica
kind of
scares
feeling.
me. When the first time I saw the Leviathan, I'm not joking, I uninstalled the game.
That's the thing. Like I can't do stuff like that. And so if Hytale offers that, that's great. But I also need it to offer a little bit more of that fun kind of thing
Playful
that
like a Little Mermaid vibe.
yeah, like you have an enchant on your armor that maybe like lets you go underwater, so you don't have to worry about like drowning to death and getting attacked by sharks and stuff. Like maybe you can just go under and explore some fun ruins or swim around with the fish. Like I'm sure that they will find a balance between that, but that's one thing that again we've not seen anything. We've seen that one shot in the trailer, and then we've seen all these promises of like possibly a kraken and all the different sharks. I know we've seen some sharks, but all these different sharks and jellyfish and squid and these incredible like variety of ocean life. And then
When
also a
you
large
dig
part
deeper
of the
though,
world is
and
ocean.
when you dig deeper though, it's not just the oceans, it is every aspect of Hytale we don't know a lot about. And I can guarantee you this because we kind of have a podcast that's been running for 50 episodes. And like we tried to do an episode on armor and then we realized, wait, we don't know anything about armor. And then like we try to do an episode of this and then we're like, oh wait, but there's actually like nothing to talk about for this because it's just like it's either 8-year-old concept art or two screenshots. And so they've like kind of diversified what they show us, but they haven't shown us like really anything. They've
Yeah,
shown
I
us
think I
like the only thing that they've gone in detail about is the things they've done specific blog posts. So we know a good bit about the Outlanders if they haven't been reworked yet, which they probably have. Apart from that,
I used to work on an MMO project in Minecraft called Mythros, and what they did was do like development video updates on like different features that they thought were really cool and that they wanted to add to the game. So it was like, oh, this is a blog post kind of vibe of like character breakdowns and animations, and so it would like showcase all these different um, character things and like, oh, your guy has an idle animation while he's like holding a spear and stuff like this, and obviously none of it ever came to fruition. And it does just make me wonder, like, I wonder if there was ever any level of that with Hytale where it was like, here's some really cool things that like we really really know we're like certain we can do, and so we're just going to show you what it would be like if you could do them, and then they figured out later down the line, oh, we're going to have to tell them we can't do that.
mm-hmm.
Like, I wonder if there is any of that, and if so, will the game be good enough to ignore it or not worry too much? Like, if the game is good enough for me to go into the ocean, realize, okay, that trailer shot was a bit fluffed up for the trailer, and it's not as deep as that. Even though I do believe it will be, then I think I can handle that, but not if it's the whole game.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, they did say that the entire thing is shot in game. It's all in game footage, but it's also like obviously it's in-game footage, but it can be cherry picked in-game footage. Like I can show you the craziest like Minecraft biome, but if I turn around, it is 10,000 blocks of the most boring savanna you've ever seen in your life. And it's just that one cool mountain piece. That I think that's the kind of vibe is like, yeah, you can show the one thing, but the rest has to be cool too, or else it's not gonna show up. And that might not be the best example, but the one I could think of right now.
I don't know about you, I just can't stand oceans in Minecraft. Like they just genuinely like vex me out so much because like what is there to do? Like you don't need the coral reefs, like the difference between warm and cold ocean biomes doesn't really affect anything. Like maybe some drop tables, if that. You've got like the shipwrecks, I guess, are kind of fun, but once you've seen one, you've seen them all. Um, like I don't know, like it's all very far and few between, and then these features are all spread out between thousands and thousands of blocks because these oceans are so huge. Like you join some worlds, and genuinely, it frustrates me so much to like get into a survival world, get to like a decent amount of time invested, like a couple hours, and then realize, oh, I'm on this tiny little island, and everything else is literally thousands of blocks away from me, and I don't want Hytale to be like that.
Yeah, I agree. It needs to be lively, and the things they've shown have been lively. But whenever they're able to show off the new engine, they need to show it off. They need to show stuff because every single time they answer and every single time they show stuff, it's just not there.
I I can't see a world where like actual Sea of Thieves type ships would be in the game.
Oh no, no,
Because
no.
obviously, like, there's the whole like physics and everything system, and a whole thing with water, and there's so much to think about. But I would love that sense of adventure. Like maybe certain patches of deeper ocean are more stormy, and there's rain, and there's chances for like crazy things to pop out the water, like an octopus, or not an octopus, like a giant squid or a shark tries to get you, or even like that one mob that they added in, they were going to add to Minecraft that wasn't, they didn't get through the vote. There was like that thing that grabs you with a tentacle and pulls you in.
Yeah.
Like it's just like not necessarily that mob because that probably would have been annoying as heck, but like just different stuff like that, like treasure islands where there's maybe some varied types of skeletons and some lore that you can find about a long lost dead captain and his enchanted treasure, like stuff like that, like from Sea of Thieves, I'd love to see. And I'm sure Exodus would have like a blast, like
Oh
describing
my
some of the
god,
stuff
yeah.
he'd like to take from that game.
I'm
But
sure he has a giant bucket list of things. If I think if it were hot to him, he would just like port Sea of Thieves into into Hytale.
I mean, like I hope that is like the server landscape. Like you can just like create things like that and just have no issues. Like licensing wise, creative wise, it's just like yeah, you can go and make a really cool pirate server and see how it goes.
I mean, that's kind of the thing he said. I think John answered like two things. One of it was about like the inappropriate stuff, and he was like, "We can give you the paint, but we can't control what you do with the paint." But then the other one was like, I think it was One Piece. Like someone asked about a One Piece mod, and he's like, "Yeah, we don't have the rights. Like, you don't have the rights to that."
Well, that's
And
the thing, right? Like he can't say
yeah, he can't say it,
yeah,
but
he
it,
can't give you permission for sure.
it's the question of like, are they gonna enforce copyright within the games, like the official servers? And then also like how lenient are they gonna be? Like if you say instead of like doing a Pokemon, well, I mean Pokemon's a different thing because that's Nintendo, but if you're doing like an anime thing like Attack on Titan, but if you don't say it's Attack on Titan, if you more so say
The way it worked on Roblox for the longest time. Oh, sorry, I lagged out. You good?
yep.
All right, sorry, my bad. No, yeah, the way they did it on Roblox was for the longest time, like anyone could just make anything, and it could be like basically a ripoff. As long as it wasn't I mean, there was like some games that like One Piece, Simulator and Dragon Ball Z Simulator and stuff, but I think some things were like slightly moderated by Roblox, but it really was like quite a wild west, and you could just literally get away with changing like one letter in the word, like you could change Naruto to Baruto.
Yeah.
I know that I know Boruto's a thing, but ignoring that, like you could literally change one letter and Roblox wouldn't do anything about it for years until like a brand actually saw it and was like they filed a takedown notice or a legal thing about it. Like there was a game on Roblox making lots and lots of money for like months called Skyblock, and
Oh
ironically,
yeah, the Skyblock
um,
one.
it wasn't actually the creator of the original Minecraft Skyblock map that copyrighted them. It was another guy who had like a book or a project or something or a company called Skyblock, and he ended up copyright striking that Roblox game for having the same name. So
Really?
there is now, yeah, yeah, and so there is like obviously if Roblox gets some notification, they have to do that. So I'm yeah, I'm interested to see how compliant, um, one, Hypixel are, and then two, how forceful maybe Riot Games are on some of those things, like dependent on how they are with other their other titles and stuff. I know they don't have as much control over Hytale, but yeah, because technically they could, like there could be One Piece inspired. Like, players could be inspired to create One Piece styled servers in Hytale, and the Hytale team not be aware of that or know that that is a breach of any copyright issues until, Toei sends a copyright strike,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, we've talked about that on the podcast because Chris wants to do a One Piece server and he wants to do a Formula One server. And we were like, okay, but what if you just call it either, well, yeah, what if you call it like Hytale One? And what if you call it
I
like
won.
um one Hytale or something, or like one item, or like two piece, you know? Just skirting the lines a little bit of what the copyright name is.
I do think it's a bit of a dirty practice. I think that there's two things with it that might factor into it. I think if it is just like a literal like free economy and everyone's just playing for fun and it's just like kind of like a free mod or something, and at that point, I don't think that there's any issue. But I think if Hytale's letting you monetize your servers and they're doing all the back end with all of the money and the accounting and the processing and everything, then there might be an issue
Yeah.
because you might end up making loads of money off the One Piece license, and then now Hypixel are enthralled in this battle. I don't know how that all works legally, but I'm sure that there would be probably some issues purely based on the fact you're earning money from it all. And like I said, like some of those rip-off servers from Roblox and stuff made like, bro, we're talking millions of dollars, right? So it's insane levels of money at play there as well. Um, so those damages can be pretty high. So it's unsure. And also, I'm intrigued to know what Hytale's stance is on bringing in partners. Like, would they partner with Disney and bring in a bunch of Disney brands like Minecraft has done, or are they gonna kind of
I
keep it
want to
more
see
to the Riot?
collabs. I think that'd be hype.
I think Fortnite's done absolutely amazing with it. Like, I think despite it being a bit tacky and me not liking it from time to time, I think sometimes I see a character in Fortnite and I'm just like, oh, that's so like us now. That's like such a nowadays thing to see, like
Yeah,
a
like
Fortnite skin
Peter
of
Griffin
exactly like
fighting
Peter
Goku.
Griffin. Yeah. Yeah, like, it was someone's tweet went viral the other day because like their marriage was fixed because the parents were arguing, and the mum came in the room and saw that it was Peter Griffin on the screen in Fortnite, and then the dad laughed about it, and they both started laughing, and they got back together. And so this
That's
guy was like
crazy. Is that
amazed about
real?
that. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. It's a tweet on the internet, mine, so I'm not too sure, but yeah, crazy.
I mean, that would be crazy if it's real. Peter
Bro,
Griffin
guys,
saved. Peter Griffin in Fortnite saved a marriage.
weirder things have happened. I bet.
Oh, 100%. Caesar says that he saw that too.
Yeah, crazy, right?
Man, that just to think about that.
I don't know what to believe anymore though when I read things online.
Oh
Genuinely,
no,
I have to.
especially on Twitter now that you just like can engagement farm for money. Even though
It's so bad,
the money
bro.
right now isn't even worth it because Mr. Beast is taking 99% of it.
I don't even understand how that works. Is it like a share? So if one
I think
person does
so.
better than
I think it's
everyone
a
else, they
share. I
get
think it's kind
more?
of like how TikTok used to be because that was like a shared creator fund too.
And it's so funny though, just knowing that like Elon Musk has so much money and the company itself could easily pay out the numbers it's paying to Mr. Beast to everyone. Oh wait, no, they couldn't because they'd be in more debt. I don't know. I don't, dude. I'm talking out my bum. I don't know what's going on with that stuff, but I just know it was a bit of a risky move for Jimmy to do what he did.
Really? Why do you think so?
It's just bad. I mean, any attention's attention, right? But I just feel like it's a bit of bad press. Like he had, it seemed like he had good intentions, but he should have known that like Twitter was going to push up the money or like fudge the numbers a little bit to make it look good because Elon had been asking him for
Isn't
months
that
to post it.
positive for him though to see that, his like his video does good?
I mean, I guess so,
Like what
but
is the downside for him?
he gets demonized more, which
But yeah, but he
is
gets demonized, period. Like that's not
yeah, yeah, I know. Maybe yeah, I'm probably thinking of it from the wrong end, to be honest. I think it's because I'm um quite cautious of that stuff myself, so maybe it's like, yeah, he'd probably at his scale he gets it so much that he probably doesn't think about it as much. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think it matters in terms of like demonizing Mr. Beast.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Yeah, it makes Elon look worse, if anything. Like
Yeah,
if
people are just gonna be like, "Yo, Elon, you took my money instead of Mr. Beast." I mean, they're gonna say Mr. Beast took my money too, but
yeah,
also
just
like
for
the
the joke.
people whose money that would have been. I mean, they're making so much money regardless, because you see like the same three accounts every single time,
Yeah. Well,
and no
that's the
one's.
thing.
I mean, people might be, but like you, it's not like I don't know. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Like, were people really making a living off of Twitter, like a crazy side hustle? It's only like the main like five accounts you always see.
I mean, it's like what happened anyway with everything is, I mean, you've literally seen this with games, crypto, NFTs, AI, now engagement farming on Twitter. Like, once something becomes the lucrative way to do it, everyone does it until it's oversaturated.
Oh yeah.
Literally, like drop shipping as well.
Oh my
Until it's
God, the amount of drop shipping
oversaturated,
videos.
and then as soon as it's oversaturated, you need someone to stand out and do something different and stand apart, or find something different to bring everyone over to then saturate that thing, and on the cycle continues. I could literally, if I could find someone who does like drop shipping and like automated YouTube channels right now, I could probably like retrace their life like myself on a whiteboard without them saying a word, with just keywords. I could go back and be like, um, YouTube automation, drop shipping, NFTs, crypto, um, like gold farming in World of Warcraft. I don't know, like there's so many, but like like there's certain people that
Gold farming
follow.
in World of Warcraft is
Dude,
crazy.
it goes back, man. It goes deep. But there's certain people that will ride those waves, and then I think there's certain people that push those waves or start those waves, right? Like,
Yeah.
and I like the idea of being more at like the forefront of things, like not necessarily a trendsetter, but kind of um, like a thought leader,
Starting the
if
new
that makes
meta.
sense. Yeah, I guess so. Because then you get on the edge of it and you don't look like a copycat, which is good because why would you want to look like a copycat or be a
Yeah.
copycat, right? Like, kind of thing. It's great to take inspiration, and all the best people do, and even the ones at the top, like, you can find their inspiration, at some degree everywhere. But, yeah, man, this got deep.
It's interesting. We'll see who the trendsetters and whatnot are for Hytale.
That's what I'm so excited about as well, because there's like a whole new wave of creative minds. I won't lie. I think the space would have really sucked if Hytale had came out in like 2019 or 2020, because the people that were viral just before the Dream era and like that whole SMP Live stuff kicked up was just like these creators that had been doing it so long that they had like 5 channels, a team of
Oh
50
yeah, it was just
people.
like the
Um,
giants.
yeah, and they would have just gone over to for Hytale just like they did Fortnite and Roblox and done the exact same like cookie cutter factory produced stuff. But I think now we're in a bit of a wild west where if like Hytale dropped in like 2025, 2026, hopefully if like the vibe was still similar to what it is now, which it probably won't be, but still like I think there's a lot of more interesting creators now that have like grown up with YouTube, grown up playing the game, and not just like an actual game, but the game of like YouTube and figuring it out,
Yeah.
right, and growing. And so it's going to be a lot more interesting. There's going to be so much competition and different ideas, and that creates opportunity, right? Like that's the big important thing is competition isn't bad, it's good because it always just means that there's people doing things better and better and better. There's more eyes on it, and yeah, that does create like limits to accessibility sometimes. Like eventually, like with Minecraft, obviously now like it's very hard to just start a YouTube channel with $0 and just like become a viral sensation, right? But some people still do it. Like it still happens. It's just quite rare. Um, so the sooner you get in on something, the more of a chance you are to hit that rarity because like there's only a few people doing it. If that makes sense. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm just
No, it makes
trying to
sense.
say.
I mean, you're the YouTube guy. You can talk about YouTube all day.
I can't sadly. It's too much.
Sadly.
I want to get on with uh with Pal World, but I've had too much YouTube chat today. And it's like burned me out. How's Fortnite?
It's going well. It's going well.
Have you won anyone yet? Won
Uh,
anyone? I
s-
mean, killed anyone?
won anyone? Yeah, I've killed 6 already.
I'm such a good game of mine. I've got so much
Yeah.
skill.
I mean, that's a good thing and a bad thing. I mean, the only thing I did was game specifically FPS throughout all my high school, so I didn't necessarily have a social life. But I guess I'm
Here's a
good
good
at Fortnite now.
that was actually that was good. That was good. Here's a good topic that I think you'll maybe find interesting. Is like with people that are like super honed in on like Minecraft PvP and like have played it for so long. Do you think it will be easier or harder for them to learn the Hytale mechanics than like regular gamers?
Ooh. Um, Specifically the Minecraft one?
Um, I feel like Minecraft's like the most relatable just because of the POV aspect and like probably a lot of the voxel mechanics. And just because like there's not many diehards in like Vintage Story. I just mean like there's a huge Minecraft PvP scene, and
Yeah.
people are so like I find myself like even when I was playing Power World, I was pressing all like my Minecraft buttons to do things. I was like, wait, they're the wrong buttons, and so I was thinking like if someone's super into Minecraft PvP and Hytale's completely different, do you think that'll throw them off, or do you think it'll help them?
I think Redunes and cities have talked about that. If anything, 1.9 is like if you're stuck in 1.8 PvP, which I don't know many people are, that's definitely gonna be a hindrance. I think it is good. Like it looks so different already that like the PvP. I think it. Let me say this. I think the like general aim and movement is going to be similar, and so it's going to definitely help. But I don't think it's going to, cause that big of a difference versus someone who hasn't. I think if you're good at gaming in general, um, specifically like PvP gaming, you'll be fine. Like if you're really good at like Valorant or Fortnite, I don't think you're gonna have that big of an issue being good in
Yeah.
Hytale.
I, su- I suppose my thought being is that because right now like the big meta, not just in Minecraft but in every in game really is performance, right? And competitiveness, right? So the ability to outperform and do feats that no one else can, that stand you out from all of the people doing gaming content, right? And I wonder if that mentality will carry over straight away to Hytale on launch, or if it will take like a few months to build up to that meta. Because like I'm thinking that straight away you'll have like people will probably just want to get on with it and explore and learn in their own time, and then in a few months they'll try some of like competing and getting on the top leaderboards. But you'll have some people that really want to get to it straight away and be the best of the best straight away.
I think it's
And
gonna
I'm
be straight
curious.
away. I think it's gonna be straight away instantly because it's the main, like the first wave of people that are gonna play Hytale are the people that play Minecraft, and they're gonna bring all the Minecraft meta. So we're gonna see the exact same Minecraft YouTube videos ported into Hytale. We're gonna see 100 day, the amount of 100 days in Hytale that are gonna come out.
Straight away as
It's
well.
gonna be
Well, someone will,
disgusting.
someone will upload one within like 2 hours, and it'll be fake, and it'll just be
No,
like,
for real, but that's
this
gonna
is
happen.
fun.
Yeah, that's gonna happen. So I
Oh,
think
I can't wait.
everything regarding Minecraft is gonna be the exact same in the Hytale for the first like YouTube meta, probably like month or two. There's obviously going
So
to be new stuff, but they're just going to like copy everything, and the same goes for servers, in my opinion. Everyone's going to make a faction server. Everyone's going to make
yeah,
a skyblock. Everyone's going to make a whatever, and it's just
when games like this come out, I think like I get really excited because one thing that's always been part of the YouTube meta is that when a new thing comes along, people re-explore old things to like they look back at things like viral COD stuff informed what people did in future FPSs. And the same with like Minecraft informing some of the stuff that went on in Fortnite and vice versa and Roblox and vice versa, right? And so yeah, I am really curious. The thing is though, like we've had so much of that now, like literally eras and eras of this content and different trends and styles and things that work in games. Hytale's just going to be like you can do any of it, and so
yeah.
like it's going to be interesting to see what people choose to do, because obviously you've got the obvious ones that have worked for ages now, like recently, like 100 days stuff and hardcore survival. But what if people are tired of that, and what if people want to see like literally just a day by day let's play of Hytale because no one's ever done that before, so it's actually really interesting. Like what if that is a thing. And then like there's all sorts of other things, right? Like the challenges and parkour maps and bed wars tournaments and UHC that people used to really like in Minecraft can be redone in Hytale. So it's like who's gonna go to what first and what's gonna be the big thing first.
Like the OG series too. Like we're gonna see. Do you remember
Hytale Skyblock. Hytale Skyblock is
Dome
definitely
Battle?
gonna be a thing.
Like like
Dome
what is
Battle,
it? Dome Battle?
bruh.
Battle Dome. That's what
Hytale
it's called. Battle Dome.
Battle Dome. I was like, what? Hytale the walls.
Yeah,
How
we're gonna
about
see the
that?
walls. We're gonna see Battle Dome, and I think they're gonna get views if it's done correctly. I don't think it would get views if I did it, for example. But if I think like the course series that people watch like specific creators for, like if Asian Canadian or the Hunger Games people did like a Hunger Games in Minecraft, I think, or like in Hytale, I think it could work like once or twice. But I think the old Minecraft stuff is it's just gonna be like not. I mean, I guess a gimmick would be the right word for it.
I think that like there's also the benefit of you've got the generation now that's going to be creating content is um has been informed by a prior generation of people on
Of what
YouTube
works
making
and what
content.
doesn't.
Yeah, and then now they're entertaining like the people that are going to be creating in Hytale and building for like in the future and stuff. I don't know where I was going with that point, but I think it's cool to think about, like I think like yeah,
Hytale
the people.
Achievement Hunter City. Oh yeah, there's gonna be people who are gonna be like I 100% Hytale or like I beat. Those are I'm gonna have respect for those. Like figuring out how to get achievement, like all the achievements first. That's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
But I
It's
also
gonna
feel
be
like that's
really
gonna be like if whoever's gonna do that is gonna drain themselves so much, I would never want to do that. Because
this
there's
is the
gonna be
thing, right?
some
Like this.
achievements that are gonna be like so annoying to get, and you're just gonna burn yourself out within the first month.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how it all works out and how everything flows together. But yeah, that's like one thing that excites me about it is that you've got like this new generation of players now that are gonna be playing this game, and they grew up watching content that people like me, you, and other people like around our age group made. If some of the older guys, like you mentioned, some of the like team, is it team crafted and stuff like yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sure that them making content will be like nostalgic to people like us, but we'll be busy making content for the people that are feeling nostalgic for us, ironically. And I say us as a broad statement. I mean this generation of YouTubers that exists. I'm not saying specifically us too, but um, even like the uh, maybe this is like even like all the Dream SMP people, right? They're
Hmm.
gonna come back to Hytale, and there's gonna be this huge wave of viewers that watch them and have now grown up a little bit, and they're coming back to Hytale because it's like a newer, cooler thing than Minecraft. And so there's a lot of people at different points in their own journey, with content creators in Minecraft. So it's gonna be cool to see how that all intersects, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what I like one of my goals for YouTube and I guess content creation is I want to be like one of the people that like people think back to, like for example, like Captain Sparkles and Beijing Canadian. You think to back to those, and you're like, that was my childhood. Those are like the OGs, the greats of Minecraft. I kind of want to eventually like get myself to that level where people are like, oh yeah, mine was one of the guys. And I think in terms of the pre-release community, I mean, there's only three of us left now, but
I think well,
um,
it's interesting though, right? Because like I think the pre-release community as well is probably aged a bit up from say like where I guess like the Minecraft OG fan base's community was a bit. Because like I remember back in the day, I was like a 11, 12-year-old kid like hopping on to like see Minecraft. Like oh my god,
yeah,
and then I can't imagine there's too many young people like into or know what Hytale is like anymore. I think the wave of attention the Hytale's trailer got, like it hit like all of the teenagers, and so like most of them have all aged up. So you've got like mid teenagers that are probably like not even
yeah, but it doesn't
caring
matter
about
because
it
once they're
anymore.
marketing, they're gonna market to everyone, and every middle schooler, elementary school, or high schooler is gonna see that trailer and they're gonna talk about it and they're gonna play it. It's just gonna
But
be a
that
brand
that
new
at
audience
that
that didn't know it before.
that's what I mean. But like at that point, it'll be like the game will be a thing, right? And everyone will be making content on it, and so I guess like yeah, it'll be interesting, like you said, to see what like who takes those first big swings at the
Yeah,
content scene and really makes it something interesting. Which yeah, I think it's gonna be beautiful. It would, for lack of a better term. Like I genuinely love to see how these things play out. You know, beauty can encapsulate anger and rage and complexity and competition
that's
and all
so
that other stuff
poetic.
too.
Yeah,
Dude,
wake up, babe.
get this shit down. Sorry.
Thank you, Glorious, for the follow.
Bro, you dropping a Quahog corner?
What is that?
I
Is
don't,
that a thing?
yeah, like Quahog corner
Quahog
in
Corner.
Rhode Island.
Not sure I'm following here, Captain.
Dude, what are you like? Come on, man! It's where Peter Griffin lives.
I have not seen Family Guy once. I've not seen a single episode.
What?
I've never
Mind
seen
exposed?
I've never seen an episode of Family Guy. I've never even like watched a funny moment video either.
My gosh. My gosh. Have you seen American Dad?
No. I've not seen most of them.
You've just been exposed
Hop
as
on Three
a
Sykes. I think it might be updated. I might. Yeah, I'm exposed.
that is insane. And you're using the Peter Griffin
I'm
skin
using the
as well,
Peter
the
Griffin skin.
audacity.
I'm
Don't
using
you
it for
get
other
it?
people so that they know that Peter
It's
Griffin
like you
told them.
bought a Stanley Cup just to be part of the trend.
I
Oh, I can't stand people like
lead
you, man.
poisoning be like.
Wow. That is crazy. Guys walking around doing a Hytale podcast, never even seen the trailer.
Dude, imagine.
Bruh.
It's
Yeah,
literally just a Hytale or a Minecraft
but-
podcast, but with the name Hytale Podcast.
you know when someone doesn't see the film trailer because they don't want to spoil themselves. Imagine if someone did that for Hytale and they're like still waiting. They're like, I'm not gonna watch the trailer. Like,
Be crazy. I think it's gonna be interesting with what we're doing right now. Like, how big are we gonna get before Hytale drops? Because Verdun's got his thing, right? Verdun's gonna be one of the giants, merging into Hytale. Because we talk about that of like, you know, there's gonna be the giant YouTubers coming over with giant teams, huge editing facilities and whatnot. And then there's gonna be the small guys. And I think you're also one of the small guys. I don't think you have a giant team around you.
yeah, I think you could make like you know the Ultimate Showdown of Ultimate Destiny. You could make like one of those for like every creator that's gonna hop over to Hytale, and you'd still have a list of creators that you had to leave out because there's too many. Genuinely, I think it's literally like all the Hermit Crafts, every Lifesteal member, Preston Plays, Vic Star, all of Team Crafted. Like, but I wish I could have made that bit rhyme. But like, yeah, like
Yeah.
all, like, imagine if you could have just brought like literally every single old OG creator. You'll have people starting channels. There'll be a huge wave of new creators starting up who are inspired. You'll have a bunch of people who pivot or start new channels entirely, but like have come from another audience or another presence online. And then you'll have like us just happily sitting in the center of it all, waiting for it all to converge on us and do something to
Yeah, we're just like
absolutely
we're
bombard us.
we're the guy that's like, I'm just happy to be here.
Told you so. Like, that's the big thing that we can just stand there and say, told you so.
Nah, I mean, I don't know. I'm pretty confident in the fact that I'm gonna get up there. I'm most looking forward to streaming because I just like always watch streamers. Um, that's like the community I like most. And so like I've always wanted to be one, and I think that's where I get the entertainment out of most. And I just like the idea of the live community instead of just like YouTube comments, because let's be honest, YouTube comments are so stupid. It's the like least brain cell community that there is.
I beg to differ.
Really.
I do think that YouTube comments has a very, very sharp edge, and it's fairly unfiltered. But I actually do think, if like genuinely across my experience over the last like year or so, YouTube comments has been like the more wholesome comment section like of all the social medias. Like you've got Twitter now is just a pile of crap. Then you've got, I mean, Facebook posts are just like ancient people, and then like Reels is like really weird and kind of messed up and hard to read, and TikToks is like filled with just spam and all
TikTok
sorts of stuff that
is.
I don't understand. Like
I mean, I think you're
you,
also too old.
YouTube
For
has like
TikTok.
actual. Well, okay, right. Let me rephrase this. The way that I'm saying it is like for creators, right? Like that YouTube is actually a better and more useful comment section than most because I think you
Yeah.
get like very detailed, dedicated comments, and there's no limit on what can be said there, and there's conversations happening, and it's all very visual and laid out, and there is some bad with the good, but you get a lot of it, and it's good. And but just yeah, from my experience, every other comment section of every other social media is like generally like really hard to go through as like imagining being that creator. It just seems like filled with hate and horrible stuff, and obviously with the nature of short form as well, it's like people can very easily pass a judgment and move on, whereas like with a YouTube video, to sit there and watch something for 2, 5, 10 minutes and then actually make a horrible comment, it does take a bit of being a a bad person, and there's not many people that are genuinely out to look to do that, right? Like but on social media, it's like, oh, just passing by something, say something mean, leave, because it's like dead quick. I don't know. Maybe there's some more psychology behind that than I'm thinking, but
Yeah, I mean, I think with live streaming, I just like the fact that there's always the live banter, I guess. And I think, I don't know, it feels like live communities are more supportive than YouTube because they're
oh
like
yeah,
always there for you, and that it's like a closer connection. And so like the audience to creator it's just like so much closer, and you get to like know more people more, whereas a YouTube video is just like it's in the hands of the algorithm, and it's like, okay, you gotta, because you also like have to clean up everything you say. You can't just like r- talk to your audience raw. I mean, you can with like one video here and there, but like um retention.
I feel you on that though. Like, I mean, from what I mean, like I said, I grew up in Martin's community, like on Twitch, and as much
Yeah.
as I watched his YouTube videos, like I didn't really watch all that many of his YouTube videos, but I always showed up to his live streams and was just there, like whether it's as a moderator or just like talking in chat and getting to know my like friends and people, and even him, eventually like becoming a bit closer, like friends with him, and working on stuff, and that was really great. But like, I mean, I even look at like one of my guilty pleasures is I'll sit there and watch XQC videos and clips because I
Yeah.
absolutely adore his relationship with chat. And I just think, like, especially because the editor lines up chat so it's not out of time, it actually syncs up with exactly like what is happening
Yeah,
on screen.
exactly. And
So
so
it
like,
makes it even more reactive. It's so good. Like,
yeah, so like YouTube videos where because like, yeah, that's what I watch too, is like YouTube videos where it's just like stream highlights, and so like you still get the stream, and so I love seeing a chat right there. It just like makes everything feel way more interactive, and I like that interactivity because it's like multiple opinions. I don't know, because like every single time I don't watch XQC anymore. But I was probably like one of the biggest XQC fans from like 2017 to 2021.
that's where all the memes come from, huh?
No, the memes actually come all from Overwatch because I was in the Overwatch community.
But
Obviously
didn't
because I watched
XQC came from
XQC.
the
I
Overwatch
know, I know.
community though too? So yeah, okay, okay.
I mean, that's where I
Fair
found
enough.
XQC because he was a streamer, and then I mean he was technically pro, but like no one ever like cared about him being a pro, and he was kind of ass too. Um, but it's more like, yeah, the Overwatch Twitter community had so many good memes, and the banter, and I was like, I can just like when I started out posting, I literally like went on like the three Twitter accounts that I thought were the funniest, and I just copy pasted the memes that would like I could change and apply that would apply to Hytale, and I just like went into Photoshop and changed it to Hytale, and it just got 3 likes. And so I would do that. That's how I got my start. Is like I would just like copy paste this Overwatch meme, turn it into a Hytale meme, and people will just like it.
Bro, people are like, oh, the hype for Hytale's dead. Have you seen how many likes just a screenshot of the game gets that's been revealed for
I
5 years?
mean,
Like,
yeah, Hytale's
bro,
really so
it's
good.
insane. Like, it's so. I know that that's a little bit of X, just like, engagement stuff, but it's still a bit insane that like to think that many people press like on an image that is that old. You know, if it's that dead, if the hype's that dead, but people are that interested in it, like.
Yeah, I mean, there's people that like in like community members that don't have a following, and I don't mean that in like a negative way, but it's like community members that don't have a following just will just like post like the most random meme or like shit post, and they'll just get a bunch of likes because the community's that. I don't want to say because the community's that dead, but like post anything Hytale and you'll get likes.
Yeah, 100%. I'll be right back. I'm just gonna go to the little girl's room. Oh, I say that. I say
What?
it like that.
What?
No, that, right. That is
Hold
like an
on.
actual phrase. No,
Hold
that is
on.
like
Is
an
that a British
actual phrase.
thing?
That is a British thing. Yeah, it means like it's what women say when they go to the bathroom. Like, oh, I'm going to go to the little girl's
Are
room.
you
Like, but
are you coming out right
no,
now?
no, I'm not. No, I'm just like I just was right. It was a joke.
Congratulations, by the way.
I was trying to make a joke because I was gonna say, oh, and then I'm gonna go and do yoga. So you know, if you know any yoga practice people in the spare time, let me know. I'll be right back.
It's crazy. I hope someone hears that and puts it against them. Crazy thing to say. Going to the little girl's room. Well, we got dirt on Kweebec Corner now. We officially have dirt on him. How are you guys, by the way? Haven't talked to chat too much since Mr. Corner, Mr. Goo the Splat. He's not coming out, he's coming in. Fair play. Fair play. One thing that I haven't really talked about and that we haven't talked about is the fact that I'm going to be part of a Minecraft SMP pretty soon, and Mr. Kweebec Corner might be as well. Isn't that interesting? A Minecraft SMP. Hytale creators? Yeah, we're gonna try to do more about that. I don't think there's anything too planned. What's up, Lego Cad? You got a bot, by the way? Yeah. No, that's definitely a real viewer. That's not a bot. Definitely a real viewer. I don't know why you'd be rude like that to one of my chatters, my loyal chatters.
I'm back. I'm back.
What's
No, yeah,
up?
that was the joke I was making. That chat I was talking about their yoga channel, so I was teeing you
Oh,
up for that.
I didn't read the full message.
Myne exposed for not reading chat.
I guess so.
No,
Goo the
I
Splat
see.
exposed for going to the little girl's room.
Fucking Jesus. Bro, this game. You know what? Whatever happened to Hyperscape?
Hyper, is it hyperspace or hyperscape? I forgot the name of it. That
I think it was
died out like
Hyperscape.
within 1 to 2 weeks. The only thing I remember or like take away from that game is I was watching XQC's stream of him playing it when it came out, and that's the same day that Wreckful died. If you remember Wreckful. Hello?
Oh, sorry, I muted the wrong thing, and also I was gonna make a joke about I do know Wreckful, but you said that after you said you're coming out, and I was gonna make a joke like, oh, you're coming out too, but then you said the Wreckful thing, so I just like, oh, I won't say anything then, like
Yeah, bad timing.
yeah, sorry about that. My bad. Dude, I don't know how you're doing all of this while killing people. Like, what's going on?
I mean, that's kind of the prerequisite of being a streamer, you know? You got to
Is
be able
it?
to multitask and be able to play a game at the same time.
I'm not very good at that.
I
I
guess
get like, yeah, I get
that's why you're a YouTuber too. But you're a
I
real good one.
I find myself rambling when I'm like really concentrating on something, so that's gonna be an issue. And then I don't
Isn't
like
that a
the
good
idea
thing
that I'm
though? Rambling, because then you'll
no,
always have something to
it,
talk about.
I feel well, yeah, a little bit, but then I feel like I don't like ignoring chat. So then when I see chat going by, I'm not answering anything. I get like really worried about needing
Gotcha.
to finish up, and it's too much, dude. I'll figure it out.
You'll get there. I mean, are you, so I kind of teased the fact that we might be doing a Minecraft thing. Are you gonna be streaming that or making YouTube videos?
The idea is to stream it until something video worthy happens, and then when the video thing happens, I'm gonna probably upload that on my second channel, I imagine.
Do you have a second channel? I didn't know that.
Not yet.
Not yet.
I mean, I mean, the plan is to. It would be the one I'm launching in March. Um,
Right.
so there would technically be a connection there, but it wouldn't be uh obvious straight away. I mean, it depends, and it also depends on when we plan to do it, of course, and stuff like that. So,
With the like
obviously,
teaser of you announcing a new channel, you like specifically like added the fact that you know, people who want to get into YouTube and you're a YouTube analyst. So I thought it was gonna be like a YouTube strategy channel. So it's like what is his name? Derek Evans? Who's the like YouTube guru guy that did like
Daryl leaves. Yeah.
yeah, him.
Did you call it Derek Evans? That's
Yeah.
great.
I don't know who Derek Evans is, but
It's so funny.
I guess he's a person that exists now.
But yeah, yeah. What were you saying though?
Um oh yeah, I was saying like I thought that's what your second channel was gonna be, to be honest.
Oh, no, I am considering a channel like that, but I'm thinking of more of starting like kind of like a community rather than just doing like videos talking at people. I kind of want to work with people in a community with people.
Yeah.
In try and find some like-minded people that would be, because that's the thing really, is I think that just as much as knowing the information, I think network is pretty important on YouTube as well. So, um, you know, I'm
Do
like
like a
constantly
Colin and Samir thing?
essentially, yeah, like kind of my own little version of that. I haven't thought about it fully yet, but I mean, yeah. The second channel though would be kind of slightly geared towards that. Like during some of my VODs and you know obviously some videos that I make on there would maybe be like a little bit more targeted towards like you know the YouTube as a platform,
Mm-hmm.
strategy as a gaming creator specifically and stuff like that. You know, I'm fairly flexible, so I'm not going to set in stone. If it doesn't work, I will like kind of vary what I do and talk about a little bit to see if I can find the interest. But and yeah, and you know, you never know when something might take off, and some people start, you know, really enjoying something. So we shall see. But for now, yeah, just SMP, basically trying to get into doing live events and stuff. But I feel like we need to actually show that you can stream first before, you know, adding a load of live event accounts and stuff. So. Um, yeah, thinking about that. Maybe setting up my own like little group things here and there, like you know, group lethal company with some friends and stuff and
That would be
whatever.
fun content.
Yeah, 100%. Because I mean, I've never played the game. Still, I've kind of like saved it because I really wanted to play it
Oh,
on.
you've never played it.
Yeah, and that's kind of my thing, right? Like my thing is coming up to like showing up to like really massive games late and not knowing anything, and that's kind of like my ISP is that people can just laugh at this guy that should, by all regards, know exactly what he's doing, but has
Especially
absolutely no
Minecraft.
idea what he's doing.
It's gonna be real
Dude,
embarrassing when we do Minecraft and you're gonna be like, okay, so
I
chat,
really wish
help.
I should have had the replay mod installed for like this last world that I've had. I literally played for it must have been like over 20 hours. Beat the Ender Dragon legit. Got like mending on all my gear, got an elytra, everything that you could possibly imagine. Except for like all the really boring enchantments that take like forever. I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'm not doing them. I have like I am now a PvP person. I am now able to. I am PvP able.
You're
I'm able to
PvP
do
able.
PvP. I can actually swing an axe and hit something as it's running at me. It still does sometimes get past and hit me, but I'm pretty good to
Baby
recover.
zombies?
I know I'm pretty good with baby zombies actually. Like you know,
Really?
yeah, I'm pretty good. And I'm you know what? I'm good with a bow. I'm pretty darn good with a bow when
I
they're not
used to
like
be good
winding
with a
and doing.
bow. I'm not.
So like, here's this, right? You will not believe this, but you know the bullseye advancement for getting a bullseye from over 50 blocks away?
Hmm.
Got it in one shot. One shot. I
Look at
literally
you.
swear. I just literally leaned up, like angled it and shot it. Because like, I don't think the bow mechanic, and this might someone could correct me if I'm wrong in chat, but the bow mechanic hasn't changed ever. I don't think so. I've
No.
just got like this impulse for exactly where it's gonna land. Like even at like 100 block ranges, I'm like pretty good at it.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, I still have that, but it's like PvP close range when people are strafing. Leave me out of it. I know I
Yeah,
did
no,
like a
no,
few mini
terrifying.
games. Like I used to be able to do it. Like, not great, obviously. I was never that big of a PvP because like when I did play Minecraft, it was on my laptop or on my really bad PC where I got 30 frames maximum. And so it's as good as you can get with those kind of frames. But
A lot of my modern Minecraft PvP's been based on catching people off guard or by surprise. Literally, I've just had to rely on doing the unexpected thing. So I will pull out a bow when you're charging at me from 6 blocks away, and then
mhm.
I'll just spam shoot arrows to keep you away. Like just because like they will just be like, why is he even doing that? And it
Yeah.
just confuses them, and then it might give me a chance to do something like else. It doesn't always work, but that is usually my go-to is just to really confuse
How
them
were you
when they're
in Quebec versus Torx, or say the Quebecs, what it was called?
like I yeah, so I mean as I was getting the hang of it, I hadn't touched Minecraft for a while when we were playing that to be fair. But I mean, as towards the end I was getting some kills and learning, the basics a bit more, but yeah, for a while it was just like me thinking I've got the perfect shot on someone and then them being able to strafe away really easily
Yeah.
because it's pretty easy.
I mean, I was thankfully able to hold my own. I don't think I was. Yeah, I think I won probably more fights than I lost, but it was still like the people who did play Minecraft run.
Yeah. It'll be nice though for Hytale when everyone is on like equal footing
Evil,
at least.
equal at
I
least
think
for a little bit, yeah.
just for a day or two, yeah.
Yeah, for a day or two, because there's gonna be the PvP swits that like don't even care about the story. They are hopping in bed where's day one and they're not leaving.
And there'll be people looking to make farms and like exploit metas and stuff. There's so much to do. There's so much to see. It's gonna be exciting.
Oh yeah, exploit stuff. I'm excited to make exploit videos because those are gonna get views.
Kweebec Corner Minecraft All Advancement Speedrun when?
I saw
Like,
that. When are you gonna do that?
I would if like, because it's like such a good idea to like, because it'd take a bunch of streams to learn and figure out, and then it would be a great piece of content at the end of it to like release on the channel. But I swear, like RecRap just did that, and literally RecRap. I don't know what it is about him. Whenever I think about a video that could be good for my second channel, like he usually does it within like a week. Like the Aether one, where he speedran the Aether was genius, and I was like, I was sure, I was like,
That's a
people are
good
making
video.
videos on the Aether, and I was like, oh dude, everyone loves speedruns now. Like that's the thing. What if I just speedrun like before I'd even thought about it, like boom, it was up on his channel. I was like, what,
Yeah.
what, like, so it's pretty tricky right now to figure out something that is like not super time consuming. Although I did see recently Small Ant did it was either all advancements or like all items in Skyblock. He got
Yeah,
done.
I didn't see what he did because I don't think the title showed it, or at least the title I saw didn't show it, but I know he did a few of those.
It's a really good video by the way. I love Small Ant. He's
I
great.
love Small Ant too. I watched one of his Pokemon
Right.
videos recently.
Some of the stuff he does with Ludwig, I'd love to have that kind of dynamic with Hytale creators, like and do stuff like that. So like, um,
I don't think I've seen his videos with Ludwig. What are the stuff he's done?
so it's kind of similar things like when he'll like meet up with a speedrunner and like be like, four speedrunners versus him, or he'll do like
Oh,
a
like the
Pokemon
Bros vs
stuff
Pros
raid.
type stuff?
Yeah, yeah, and like sometimes he'll do it with Ludwig. He'll like meet up and they'll have like game competitions or races and stuff. And I just think different things like that would be so funny. Like imagine after a week of Hytale streams, two streamers swap worlds or accounts or something, just like 10 minutes or like an hour or like I don't know, small different things like death swap or like
That swap's gonna be so fun
random.
in Hytale.
Yeah, like dude, just like little things like that that could be like one-off streams, but also like really good videos too. 100%. That would be so cool.
Lego Cat, I gave my thoughts on Pal World in the most recent podcast. So. That's where you'll. I think it's like towards the start of the episode too, so you don't have to watch too much. But you're gonna play Pal World on stream, right? That's what you said.
Yeah, I prefer to do it in multiplayer because I played Power World last night from like 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. to like kind of grasp the basics.
Yeah, that's what I
Um,
noticed too when I played with my friend. That's a game that like is fun with multiplayer, but I don't think I could see myself playing alone.
well, I'm like a big completionist with these things. 'Cause I feel like that's one of the only points of games like this. So like I'm very much like, okay, it's either I complete the game in a solo world or I do it in multiplayer. Like there isn't, I'm not there is, I don't see a world where I'm having two Power worlds, right?
Yeah,
So like I think like that's kind of like the vibe I'm on. Unless it's like something that I'm introducing to someone, like I'm showing them the game and like we're having fun that way, and it's a different type of vibe. But if I'm like actually like no life in the game for a bit, I wouldn't mind getting started on it on stream. The problem is I just don't know the longevity of these things. Like again, like first and foremost, I'd like to consider myself like a Hytale channel, secondary Minecraft, and then thirdly every other game ever. So I don't think I want to solidify
yourself as the
any.
Pal World guy.
I don't want to be the Power guy. You know, I want to be, but again, that's the nature of streaming, right? If I streamed for 1 week and it was all Power World, then I'm the Power World guy. But if I stream for 5 weeks and every week it's a different stream,
Then you're the
suddenly
variety
it
guy.
makes, yeah, exactly right. So I think it's partly that as well as just getting on with it and just being someone that people are used to being around regardless of what I'm playing, really. Like, so I think, yeah.
I'm surprised more people aren't talking about Enshrouded, but all the Power World hype right now is kind of making sense. Go under the
Yeah,
radar.
so it's I've been recommended this twice. Someone in the comments said it. I've seen it in this chat like twice, and then when I was going to buy Power World, it was the third under it, like most bought game on Steam. So yeah,
Yeah,
what is?
I was introduced to it last stream, and I kind of like gave my thoughts. It looks like a Valheim type game. I mean, it's just a survival game. That's really what it is. Um, it looks pretty good for the genre, but it's like I don't like that genre, so that's not a game I would play. And that's like the reason why I wasn't a fan of Pal World. But you know, the game itself looks pretty good.
I don't know what it is about it. I had all sorts of reservations, but then when I got in, it's kind of just like, you know what? This is fun. This is relaxing. It, just imagine if you like if Pokemon didn't exist, it would be a fun experience. So I'm
Yeah.
just gonna go in and do that. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not like some fighter of crime for the gaming industry philosophies. So I'm just gonna sit and enjoy the game. And I usually with most games I'm very impatient. Like there's some games that are like all-time classics that I still can't get past the first few minutes of.
Oh
So
my God,
I
Sam.
just can't bring myself to do. And it like Skyrim was like that for me. I played the first hour and a half of Skyrim probably 10 times, and then I didn't actually play past that until I think it was like 2018 or 2019. I got the special edition and the DLC and everything, and went through everything all at once. But yeah, I can't deal with that. Sorry, I got away from myself. I forgot what I was talking about. Oh yeah, Enshrouded. Yeah, like yeah. So it looks like a game I get into, and I don't think I enjoy just being in the game. Like Power World, though, I like the atmosphere. The only thing I don't like about Power World is
To me, it
it
felt
feels
empty.
well. That's the thing, right? Like once you've seen things, you start to realize what it is. Like it's really that newfound wonder you get from seeing the game at first and exploring all there is to explore and the variation. But at a certain point, it just becomes repetitive, I think. And so yeah, I think like that's something that I'm worried about with games. I'm
Here's a
trying
good
to think of
question in
examples.
chat. Do you think this new Minecraft SMP will last longer than the Continental Minecraft SMP?
Do you want to tell them, or should I?
Go for it.
I mean, like realistically, like this SMP would be great to have be a long-lasting thing. Um, I mean, until like we want to transition over to something that's more appropriate, right? Like so, you know, say if the SMP did get dry and dead and just there is no content to be had there anymore, I think then fair play, there's a conversation to be had. But otherwise, I think like I mean, it makes kind of like meta sense in like in a narrative kind of way. to just have that keep going until
Yeah.
Hytale comes out, because that's a new
That was
platform
that was
that
the goal of the Continental was we're gonna ride this one until Hytale releases.
But I think at that point, it wasn't even naive Ate, it was literal unawareness, right? Like it was complete lack of ability to know that we would have been running that SMP for 4 or 5 years, like, or like maybe, roughly. And so I think we have a better idea in mind this time round that, if we were going to do paced out streams and
I
bigger
mean, here's
projects.
a question too though, because I don't remember it. Um, I don't think the SMP even lasted until the delay. I think it killed itself before we found that out because like we blame the delay for being like, oh yeah, that's why it died, but like I think it died like 2 months before the delay.
I mean, we suffered the death that most, if not every SMP does,
Yeah.
which is just like the heart wasn't in it, and the content structure wasn't right for the viewers either, right? I think that after us researching and doing a bit of looking into things over the last couple of weeks, like we've been seeing that kind of evidence of like it really takes everyone really aligned on what they're doing in this world, and it being a community and something that people can come and go and interact with from different viewpoints and perspectives. And it's intricate. And I think most of the SMPs, one, didn't realize that, or two, didn't give themselves enough time to evolve. And you will notice something like there is a massive trend amongst every SMP except for the obvious Dream SMP, which was obviously started at his like absolute prime time height.
Yeah.
Is that, and even you could argue it was to some degree, is that all of these SMPs weren't hype to begin with. Hermitcraft season one wasn't a big thing. Like people, yeah, there was a viewership there, but it wasn't what it is today. It wasn't what it is when it was season 5 or season 8 or season 10. What it is today, right? And the same with uh, Lifesteal. Lifesteal originally was like all the smaller creators were all meeting together to like come up with an idea, and they did season 1, and then by season 3, 4 is this huge viral thing, right? And so I think it's genuinely part longevity and determination as well, right? Like people don't give their SMPs enough time or consideration or thought. That's why I think it's something you got to jump into as risk, unless you're just a participant. Like if you're literally getting into an SMP to, some SMPs are seasonal, right? So you'll
Yeah.
get in and you'll do like a few episodes, and then everyone will wrap up and you'll go. And that's fun. You can do a few of those, but like if it's a long running thing, you need like those dedicated players and those people that are gonna show up every time, and they need to be good at. They have to have a good relationship with the viewers, right? As well.
I mean, I think the Continental, because I just pretend that the other one didn't exist, the Voyager. I think Continental did have a hype because I look at Swervy's trailer and that got 3,000 views or something, and like people's views on their first videos and their streams were pretty good too. I mean, you were a lot smaller than, but I think you had like an average of, what was it, like 25, maybe even like close to 50 at one point. But I mean, the issue for you was you could connect to the server.
Yeah, yeah,
And like the
that's
entire first day no one could connect, period. And so that was obviously the big issue
I
for the
think
initial hype. But
that's what really got me down as well, is because like I really had lots of plans, and I knew that in part like I was bringing a bit of attention to the SMP myself by being on it and doing content on it,
yeah,
and
I
that
mean,
was
you
like
were the
it
biggest
was
creator next to Hytale News.
but that was like it was also like mutually beneficial, right? Like I was also getting like the ability to stream and being a part of an SMP, which I always wanted to be a part of,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Which was so it was great on everyone's terms, I think. And then it was just, I think, yeah, things kind of got away from us. I don't think it people realized what we might have or could have had if we'd have kept it up. I also think that there's things you can improve on, as with everything. I think some people took it way too seriously, and some people didn't take it seriously enough.
Oh yeah, I
Uh,
think like the group of people we had wasn't good. We just like took everyone that was like in the Hytale community, be like, hey, do you want to play? Okay, sure, let's play, and we just kind of like went from there.
and
I was
that's what gets.
grateful to be in it. I know the biggest issue for me was I took the game too serious in a way of like just like trying to play Minecraft, because like kind of secluded myself, and I was like, I'm gonna build this like cool thing, and then like my entire time was just literally like digging out a cave, and by the time I like was ready to start building, everyone was already gone. And
And like
so
two wars, the
yeah,
spawns.
and so like I would
Yeah.
always be like kind of a neutral bystander to the wars, and I was like, okay, you guys can have fun, and I'm just gonna like build. And I was like looking back, that's not how do an SMP. You want to be part of the action. And now like my mentality would be like, content first. Who cares about if you have netherite first or whatever, or like have like a giant build by week 1, like especially the first week. Take that week while everyone's still excited, and like get as much content out of it as possible.
That's why I think I like the. Was it the Voyager SMP where we were all pirate? Am I thinking
Yeah,
of the right one?
Voyager.
Yeah, I like that one so much more because it was like no one was really trying to progress like to endgame. Everyone was just
Yeah,
kind of making their own little home, and it felt like more of a community thing. And while that like format had its own problems in the sense that like I think the map was kind of limiting, and there was like a few other things in regards to um, even the same there. Like I think the hype's drawn by seeing all these people, right? And you're like, oh my god, you're all so excited to be together and
yeah.
play.
It's like, oh my
And
god,
then
there's
when that
EXO, and then there's Rolo right here, and oh my god, it's Queebec Corner, my favorite YouTuber, and it's like, oh my god, it's all these people interacting together.
but then when that dwindles out, right? And not necessarily that as well, but like not necessarily for who they are, but just like, look, this is a group of friends that really want to have a good time in Minecraft, and they're probably gonna have a great time in Minecraft. If I watch them, I'll laugh. So it's like it's not even necessarily like, oh my god, I'm like a fan of this person. It's like I want to dedicate some time to being with these people because I trust that they'll give me a fun time, right? And like with that, oh, nice job with the 2 lines there. I just saw that was crazy. Um,
I'm a
uh,
bit washed. I haven't played in a while.
Yeah, sorry, I don't know if there's other chat things. I'm going on a bit too much about SMP stuff, but um,
I think Lego is asking like kind of what we have, like what the SMP itself is going to look like, if it's going to be public, if it's going to be private. I think I saw mentions of mod pack if we're looking to add mods. If we want to talk about that, any plans we have right now. I know in terms of public or private, it's definitely going to be a private one. I don't think public SMPs in that nature were. But I don't
yeah,
think we have like a specific like rule or like idea of like, okay, you know what, who can actually join it, and like how do you apply or whatever, or
yeah.
like how
It's
do you get picked.
I don't want to. I wouldn't like to approach it in like this like vitriolic, big official like application
Yeah, I
way.
agree.
Like at least to begin with, we just want realists. Like we want people who are going to be real with us. Like yeah, you're going to make content on it, and it's going to be really fun stuff. You want to learn to grow on Twitch or YouTube, and this is like going to be a place where other people are trying to do that too with their own content. It's a great place to grow and make things. And if you think you can do that to a standard that you can run with the rest of the people on the server, then let's go. Let's do it. Why not? And give
Yeah,
it a try. And like I said, all of these other big SMPs were, a large portion of the people in the starter member groups were just sort of people. They weren't like big crazy talent or like people who proved that they were amazing at Minecraft or anything.
yeah,
They became it over time, and some of them made content and obviously showed their skill that way and became favorable. But yeah, I don't think there should be a limit. I think it's something where I'm sure we'll just we'll have discussions on it and think about what's right, because I think people and the dynamics people have with each other is very important too. We wouldn't want to invite someone who feels really out of place, as well. That would be awkward, like them
yeah, like
feeling
someone
forced
no
to
one
interact with
vibes
people.
vibes with either.
Yeah, or like you feel like you're forced to interact with people you don't
Hmm.
like, because for the sake of the content. And yeah, there's a lot of dynamics to it, but yeah, really, it's just coming down to finding people who want to do that stuff and be real about it, and yeah,
Yeah, but
on it,
we
bro.
don't really have anything set per se. We don't have like, okay, this is what it's going to look like. And even in terms of mods, like I know we're not doing a modded thing, but like I don't think either of us are opposed to having like one or two quality of life mods here and there. Like I know you mentioned
Yeah,
like maps being used creatively, and like armor stands and all of that, and that's like I think those can and
Yeah,
should. I think
I
voice
think
chat is a thing that we should definitely
that's
add.
the thing, right? Like, there's a big difference between like heavily modded and then
Yeah,
like
of like,
fully
you know,
uploaded
Ars Technica,
characters.
Botanica, blah blah blah, and of like, hey, by the way, there's more flowers. Oh, there's a, you know, there's a moss horn now.
Yeah, yeah, like that sort of stuff where it's a bit more um gimmicky and less like entirely game changing.
Yeah,
Like
not like
I like Hermit
changes
styles.
the dynamic of Minecraft, more like just complements it.
Yeah, like Hermitcraft have got a solid vibe of what they do, where it's fairly limited on mods. It's more like custom, right? It's like they customize very specific things to their needs when they need it and when it works for the server. Like being able to carve pumpkins into custom items for their project and like the posing armor stands and stuff, right? And you know, it's always good to be able to come in and just add small things, but most of it is going to come down to resource packs, very small texture changes, server files, but it's never going to be like, oh my god, now there's like dinosaur mobs and we've
Yeah.
got automated crafters, at least, not until 1.21, but
Oh, are
we
they
got,
adding automated crafters?
yeah, they are finally after TechKit
Oh
came
yeah, I
out
remember that.
12 years ago. Yeah. Vanilla Plus, that's a good way of describing it, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Vanilla Plus. And I know that's like the vibe that we've like tried to go for. I know even like Continental, that was like the term we used to describe the mod pack. It was vanilla. It was like Vanilla Plus with Create. And that's kind of the thing we went for. And then Voyager was like, okay, we're just gonna add a shit ton of mods, and then we like tone it down. Because I think the issue with mods is like when you have a modded SMP or something based around a mod pack, it turns into, yeah, it just like is based around the mod pack instead of just like, you know, actually like you're worried about making your farm level 2 and then like upgrading your
Yeah.
storage to level 3, and it's not like, okay, interact.
The mods should help inform and like help the interactions, like, right? So you pretty much see this, like every feature that Hermitcraft adds that isn't in vanilla is like helps them uh, come together more, be more communicative. Whether it's like the proximity voice chat thing, they
Yeah.
use the carved models for trophies. So for like to encourage server events and to give out prizes. Like everything that they have has some reason to be and encourages like people working together and viewer engagement and stuff and enjoyment. That's all like important stuff. I think too many people get over complicated with thinking that they need to add like 50 different games to Minecraft to make it
Yeah.
interesting, when really, let's be honest, since the very beginning it's always been about the people playing the game, rather than what is happening in the game itself, at least on a wider level.
Yeah, that's definitely it. And so that's kind of the mentality we're going in through with this SMP. It's gonna be vanilla plus. Voice chat's gonna be the main mod. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm definitely gonna be streaming. I mean, my goal is for 2024 is I wanna stream more. And I'm doing it. And I'm curious to see if the viewer numbers keep up, because they're very good right now, but it's also because it's like a new thing and they're like, oh my god, mine is streaming. And so I wonder what the viewer numbers are gonna look like, you know, a month from now, if I keep it consistent, if they're gonna stay high, if people still want to watch the streams, and obviously if I like still come up with entertaining stuff. So I think that's gonna be
Yeah.
interesting for me, because right now, like, the viewer numbers are great, but I'm not holding on to them because I think they're gonna drop after like 2 weeks when people like get used to the
Welcome,
fact that I stream.
welcome to the world of viewer engagement and satisfaction.
Exactly, exactly.
So fun. I think that's one of the things, though, right? Like, it's the testament, and you use that to carve your way through things. Is am I holding people and ask chat why? And usually, you'll like it's actually ironic. Some of the streamers I used to watch, like, the more they interacted with chat to find out why they weren't growing, actually caused them to connect with their chat more, and thus end up like with stronger viewers that stayed around for longer because they actually, asked them advice and help, right? So, I mean,
Yeah, I mean, it's just all about that bond, because if like someone, because the question is like right now, why are these 10 people watching me instead of XQC?
bro, don't tell them XQC is streaming. I'm joking. Um,
Or like, you know, any
yeah,
big streamer, like they are choosing to be here instead of the giants who have that, you know, the experience, or like the heaps of content lined up. And
yeah,
so
I think it's
that's
like
the ever
routine,
everlasting question.
routine, ISP, uh, familiarity.
Yeah,
Sorry, I keep saying ISP. I mean USP, like your unique selling point, right? Like,
yeah.
what can't they get anywhere else that they can only get here? And like one of your USPs, right, is being able to talk about Hytale and
Hytale,
like
yeah, that's
walking
exactly what I was
on the
thinking.
internet and talking about it. Like, so yeah, it's like finding those things in your content
Yeah, because
stream.
you're not, like, right now, no one's gonna find a different streamer that will say play certain games or do certain things, but also throw on like, hey, by the way, burn the Queebecs
Yeah, and
reference.
it's supply and demand as well, right? It's like how many people right now want to see some maniac screaming at his chat and flopping his hair back and forth. It's like, well, apparently 56,100 right now with XQC. So it's like, there's supply for it, and there's places where that is demanded and all that good stuff.
They're
Dude, you're
boring and don't talk
incredibly good at
about.
Tetris, dude.
Hmm?
The heck? You're so good at Tetris. I can never like get a line.
Really, I feel like I'm doing terribly right now because I haven't played in months. I used to be really good, like in high school. One of the, because they blocked like every website, but one of the games that they didn't block, I found like an unblocked Tetris website, and so in two of my classes, I would always just like when the teacher is talking, or like I didn't have anything to do, I would just always pull up Tetris, and every single day just play Tetris until the bell rang. Because I mean they wouldn't mind, because I don't know, they just like didn't care that I did it. And I always like listened or answered questions, so it wasn't like in a disrespectful way either. Or a lot of the times, like in my video production class, I would just finish projects early, and like I would just chill with my friend. And so he would always play Snake, and I would always play Tetris. And
Nice,
so that's
nice.
where I got like my affinity for Tetris for, and I'd say it's my favorite game, like of all time now, just because of the connection I have. And so when the Tetris movie came out, it was like so, it was different. I don't know. The Tetris movie is still my favorite movie to date. Because in 10th grade, I had to do a presentation about any historical event, I think, or like any historical person. And I chose the inventor of Tetris. And so I did like an entire 5 minute presentation about the history of Tetris. What I didn't know going into it was how extremely
How
complicated
wild it is.
the
Yeah.
history of Tetris was. And so like I kept going deeper and deeper, and I was like, first off, I don't even understand it, because like the amount of like legal back and forths there were with Tetris, it's insane. Like the movie, I think covered it very well, and you could see like half the movie was just like, okay, you got to talk to this guy to talk to this guy to talk to this guy, and that's what I had to like learn by myself in 10th grade. I was like, okay, but how do I explain this? And like I had a limit of 5 minutes to do the presentation, and I think the original time I went through it, I was like, shit, it's 8 minutes. And then I had to learn to, because I couldn't take anything out, because everything was like, okay, but how did you get there? Because it's so complicated. And then I just like learned to speed talk. And then like I went to the presentation, 5 minutes, I ran it down mid. And I got through it. And then at the end of it, my teacher was like, you'd be good at an auction.
Dude, I remember earlier in my life playing like flash games
Oh yeah.
on the computer and stuff, but like
Yeah,
there's
that
just
was my elementary school.
one guy got like access to the teacher admin like account and downloaded like a load of ROMs onto the like network basically. So
Hmm.
from like any PC you could just access I think it's San Andreas like the ROM
Wait, that's
and you could
crazy.
just, yeah, you could just play it. And it's like obviously you'd get told off for it, but it was just yeah, it was funny.
Yeah, I know there were a few people that had the like special access. That was in high school for me because they had like some sort of class that they needed to download it for. And then like towards the end of it, or yeah, I think like halfway through, I got the permissions to download everything as well because I was in Game and Sim, which is basically um, game development. And so obviously for a game development class, you need to have permissions to look up stuff about gaming and download stuff. And so I had basically full admin perms the last like 2 years of high school, and that was awesome. And we would just, oh my god, we would play everything. But one thing that wasn't unblocked was Roblox, and so the first time I ever played Roblox was in high school, where my friends were like, "Oh yeah, by the way, let's play Roblox," and I'm like, "Okay," and then I like made an account in the engineering room because that's where you could go during lunch to go on the computers, and then we'd always just play Roblox.
Yeah, I'm like spacing out your Tetris gameplay right now, bro. Crazy. Dude, yeah. So I think I'm gonna hop off. For.
Yeah, I was gonna hop off in the next like 10 minutes anyway.
Cool, man. Well, it's been good chatting to you. I expect we'll be doing this a little bit more.
Yes.
Going forward, but yo, good having this conversation, and I'll probably stick around and chat for a little bit as well. So.
You know what I'm surprised about is how Tetris hasn't been used as like one of the ADHD filler things for TikToks. Because I feel like that's also such a like mesmerizing thing to look at. Where it's like Subway Surfers is one of the things that like, I don't know, I don't find it interesting anymore. It like was interesting maybe the first few gimmick times. But I think there's so many better things you could overlay, and I feel like Tetris is one of those. Because you just watch the blocks fall.
You should get underneath the Hytale podcast TikToks.
Yeah, I gotta do a few more of those because I use an AI thing, Opus Clips or Opus Pro or whatever it's called. That you just put in a VOD and it like does the clips for you. Because I'm not gonna like go back through the podcast and do it myself. That's way too much time for like not enough reward because no one's like realistically gonna watch them. But they give me like few credits every month, and so I think I can do like choose one podcast a month to be like, yep, this is the one, and then I'll get clips from it. And now I'm at the point where I don't even review them. So like a lot of the times they're just like super shitty. Because the AI just doesn't know what we're talking about or like just slices it weird. But now it's like, I don't care.
It'll still compete with most of the shit on shorts nowadays.
They get views, so it's like, I don't care. You know, it's not comprehensible, but if people watch Hytale Spins, they're gonna watch these shorts.
True that. Cool, man. I'm gonna wrap up, but good luck with the rest of the stream, dude.
Yeah, peace out, man. Good night.
I'll chat to you in a bit, yeah?
I don't know if he left because I have streamer mode on, but I assume he already left. Oh my god, my battery died. Okay, this is perfect time to end this room. That's so awkward. Oh no, what a freeze frame. I'm pausing.